We are going into DRL losers bracket round 4. I'm assuming both these guys are live right now. Here we go. Rakushain versus HooZher. These guys both finished right near the top of the qualifier, which I'm about to pull up in a second. All right, here we go. So yeah, we are in the losers bracket. Rakushain versus HooZher. Okay, I was wrong. I thought he was fourth, but 6th place versus 1st place, and both of these guys lost fairly early in the winners bracket. I guess Rakushain got to round 2, won a single round, but then HooZher got, you know, like I think it was an early death or something in the first match, and so they've had a tough road so far, and they've got a lot more matches to win to get to the grand final. It is double elimination if you finish in the top 16 of the qualifier, which both these players did. So even though they've both lost, as long as they just keep winning, they can still win. Oh yes, I was gonna switch the music over as well. Sure. Hopefully it's not too loud. Let me know if it's too loud. They are checking the starting class, dude. We're getting ready to go. Yeah, round 4. High caliber match going on here. What is that? That's the Ancestor Great Hammer, I think. Is that a Great Hammer? I forgot the name of the weapon. But it doesn't seem like there's a super obvious starting class here this time. And last time it was really interesting. We got a Death's Poker as the starting class, or the starting weapon of one of the classes, and one player picked it and the other picked a different weapon, and they ended up winning. The one who didn't go with Death's Poker, but I don't think it was necessarily because of the weapon choice. He ended up getting double Great Hammers eventually. So it's funny, I've done a no-hit run with that weapon, that Ancestor Horn, but I don't remember what it's called, man. I guess it was like part of an Ancestor build I did rather than only using that weapon, but it's a pretty good weapon. I mean, but I think that's the one, the Ancestor Great Horn Hammer or something like that. Oh my god, dude, I keep forgetting that the name of it is right there. Right in the text. I always forget that, don't I? Yep, Great Horn Hammer. HooZher versus Rakushain, number 1 in qualifiers versus number 6. And right now the prediction is, I thought it was like 75% based on what I saw. So, I don't know. This, you never know in DRL, dude. Deaths can happen all the time. Depending on the seed. Like, we've seen some really tough seeds as well. Anything can happen, dude. But yeah, we're going to see the starting graces as soon as they start. As usual, they get enough runes at the start of the game to get to level 30. Everyone always pumps health. I haven't seen anyone do anything other than health, which makes sense, but it'd be kind of cool to be like, you know what, I'm just going to go... I've got my build, I'm going to go pure strength because I got a Great Horn Hammer or something. Probably never going to happen. Yeah, so they get enough runes for rune level 30, but then they also get 50 random items, including like talismans, armor sets, stuff like that. And so anything that's really good, like if you get, you know, defensive talismans or, you know, mainly offensive stuff like Lord of Blood's Exaltation and, you know, like the Claw Talisman, Raptor Feathers, stuff like that, you're going to keep that. But then everything else that's valuable, you're going to sell to get more money, and that money's going to be for upgrading. Getting a weapon upgraded as soon as possible is definitely what you want. And yeah. And so also the way this works, the actual competition, both these players are trying to kill as many bosses as possible within 2-hour time limit and without dying. They both have the exact same randomizer seed, as you can see, the starting classes, and they basically need to try to get a build ready at the start of the game. They've already got, like, Great Horn Hammer is a pretty solid weapon, especially if you can get another Great Hammer going. You want to get your build going right as soon as possible, and then just start blasting through the bosses without dying. If you die, the run isn't over necessarily, but the player who dies, their score will be locked at whatever whatever their score was at the time of their death. And if the opponent gets past that score, then they're going to win. But if they also die, like, so if both players die, then the deaths cancel out, and then the scores just go head-to-head at that point. So yeah, we have seen some early deaths in this where someone gets locked at like 1 or 2, and it's pretty hard to come back from that because you just have to rely on your opponent dying. But if you die super late in the run, say you're at like 75 bosses and you die, you're still in a pretty good spot if your opponent is behind you. But of course, these players don't know what the other is doing. They don't know if they've died. They don't know anything. And their chats are turned off and stuff like that. So yeah, if you die, you just keep going, and you just got to pray that your opponent also died. And then you simply just have to be fast and hope you didn't waste too much time, I guess. We've had some pretty crazy matches so far. The last one had some really exciting moments in it. Probably the most exciting so far. Like double bosses happening. It was a very nasty seed, but those are the most fun to watch for sure. So for our sake, I'm kind of hoping this is a super hard seed, especially, you know, number 1 and number 6 in qualifiers, dude. They will surely be able to handle it. But we will see. The other major concern that players have in this format is that if you're racing against somebody else and they find a really good weapon. Usually it's weapons, but it could be like talismans and ancient somber stone, stuff like that. If they find something that you don't, like say they check a graveyard, an extra graveyard that you didn't check, and they find a Death's Poker there or something, that's a huge advantage, potentially, depending on what your build is, especially if you don't have anything good. That's the thing that I think scares me the most in these matches. It's just like, if you're playing someone, there's always the lingering thought that they found something, especially if your build's not very good, that they found something and you didn't. It's like, oh shit, dude, that's a problem. But you gotta try to not think about that, I guess. And just use what you got. That's why I really like the routes that check a lot of the early shops. We have seen a few times that Patches has had some really good stuff, and not everyone checks Patches somehow. And you'll notice these players will likely be doing different routes as well through the game. They just do different boss chains in different orders, or they check certain merchants at different points. But I think the highest percentage routes that we've seen are the ones that do check the shops, do go to Patches early and kill him, go back to Round Table, check what his bell bearing has. You know, go to Bernal early. The players will do that, but we have seen some pretty late Patches checks, or sometimes just not at all. And it's like, oh, he's got another great hammer for my dual wield build, which is the meta, by the way. The power stance weapon, like big bonking high poise damage weapons and setups are the best. Because you poise break and you also do so much damage, especially because auto upgrade is turned on for them. So all they need to do is upgrade anything. If they upgrade any weapon, anything else that they pick up from that point to the rest of the match will be already upgraded to that same level, which is what makes dual wielding so good, because you have 2. You know, 2 is better than 1. And we are starting already, dude. I'm gonna refresh this just to make sure it's good. All right, the 2 graces we've got, Skadu Altus and Forbidden Lands. Forbidden Lands. I mean, there are some quick bosses around there, honestly. Like, if they get late in the run and they're looking for more bosses to kill, got like a Knight's Cavalry there and stuff, but it's not great. I don't believe there's any good Altus access from there. so that means Deathless is on the table. If it can be found, that will speed things up a lot. If not, then they're just going to have to go through the precipice at this point, which is really... like, that's not really conducive to a high score usually, because precipice does take so long. But yeah, HooZher right now doing, like, they all kind of start with the same early game route with getting the talismans. They got multi-hit. They got the Radagon Sword Seal as well. Pearl Drake Talisman. Some decent stuff. Radagon Sword Seal does make you take more damage, but because of that extra health it gives you, not to mention the extra stamina and, like, you know, strength and dex, it's pretty nice to wear, especially early. But like maybe later in the run, once you get a bit more vigor, you could take it off. But for the most part, it's going to be worth hanging on to the whole time. But yeah, nothing else too interesting with the talismans. Nothing huge. We got our first merchant check as well in a second. And again, well, I didn't mention, but the timers are based on in-game time. So their timers aren't going to be exactly aligned, and Rakushain started a little bit later. All right, let's see anything at this merchant, but HooZher's going to sell everything first. Got a whole bunch of money. It's actually not that much money, but it's not bad at the start of the game when you've got nothing. Ooh, that Radagon, the Source Seal is worth 3K, dude. It's pretty expensive. That would have been kind of nice to have, but it's probably worth just keeping it and wearing it, even though it does make you take a little bit more damage. Their objective is to kill as many bosses as possible. And they both have the exact same randomizer seed. Who can kill the most number of bosses the fastest is who will win. And then, you know, deaths, you also need to pretty much not die. Because deaths mean that your score is locked at whatever you died at. And it is very hard to win from that point because you just need your opponent needs to die. Pretty much for you to have a chance. If it's like an early enough death. It's like I was saying earlier. And no problem with the enemies here. There was, I think the first match I commentated on, there was a near-death incident running to this first Grace. The person ended up having a couple HP left after they got comboed and knocked off the horse, but early game is usually pretty chill for the most part. We may see some, you know, if there are some bad fights before their build is fully set up, they're probably going to skip them. But yeah, there's you know, some optional graveyard checks that, depending on the enemies, they may skip, or I guess it depends how much they like getting extra items. But who's just going to be passing the first graveyard now? I think most people probably take a look just to see. Yeah, enemies look okay. See if he gets anything good here. Rolls Knight Sword, that's a Colossal Sword. Misses one item pickup with the Blood Fiend smashing him, dude. Gotta be a little careful. Dragon Communion Harpoon. Maddening, or wait, what? Maddening Hand, or whatever that weapon is. Talisman of the Dread. That weapon's actually pretty good. The Maddening Hand, or whatever the hell it's called. Is it the Maddening Hand? Why did I think it was the Maddening Hand? I thought it was Maddening Hand, dude. But that's a pretty solid weapon, actually. I mean, it's a fist weapon. It's got the same moveset as the Starfist and Iron Balls. I don't know. That's interesting. I haven't used it much, but I feel like that's probably a good pick if you can get an R2 build going. Maddening Hand would be a much more reasonable name. Yeah, maybe, dude. You know what? Rakushain might... His routing might be a little bit faster right here. He might have been a little bit quicker in the menuing, because he's actually... He's already kind of 15 seconds ahead. I'm not sure if he skipped anything, but Rakushain's route is maybe a little quicker. You know, those sort of variations, they, you know, if your routing is, or pathing is slow, like consistently, and you're slow picking up items in graveyards and stuff, that will add up. You know, you could potentially be like a minute or two behind if you're just, you know, having some enemy incidents in graveyards and stuff like that. Ultimately, though, that's generally not going to lose you the match, but who knows? Okay, we do have a Stone Barb tier, I believe that was. And yeah, you'll see both these players are going to upgrade a seal. And it's because upgrade cost is based on the weight of your... whatever you're upgrading. And seals are pretty much the lightest things you can upgrade. And so, yeah, they'll drop their weapons that they do want to use and upgrade a seal, and then when they pick up the weapons that they dropped, they will be upgraded to the same level as that seal that they just upgraded. Yeah, the Maddening Hand. Yeah, HooZher has identified it as a pick. He's also got the Troll's Knight Sword upgraded. Which one? I mean, I would probably be going towards that Maddening Hand to start, but it really depends on the boss. With that Colossal Sword, you do have the really good crouch pokes, which can just unlock basically half the bosses in the game. We are already seeing a slight difference in routing here. Rakushain going to the Beach Merchant, which I do like. I like checking the merchants early. The only problem is he's got no money, so he's got to just get the Bell Bearing if there's something good here. HooZher's approaching the Ulcerated Tree Spirit. Ooh, that damage is kind of rough, man. going to be a little bit of a slow fight. Nice charge R2, though. Nice crouch poke. Dodged on the scuffed, like, noodle neck attack. Big stun. Beautiful R2 in a riposte. Could maybe get a jump attack on the head here if he wants to. Nice, dude. Just got to get away with the AoE, or he's just going to tank it. It's a little scary this early, but worked out for now. Meanwhile, Knight's Cavalry for Rakushain. Whoa, what is happening with him? He just got off the horse? I didn't see what happened. He didn't parry him, but the horse is just sitting there. Oh, and he summons a horse, but then... Oh, he's totally bugged, man. That was great RNG for Rakushain. I wonder if HooZher's going to have that same thing. And he gets a remembrance of a Stell as well. Damn. Rakushain with the non-horse RNG, I guess. Which I've never seen, but... All right, we got a field trip. Field trip in Limgrave. Renala and the students. Yeah, HooZher's taking the route that I've probably seen most people doing, which is going through Eastern Liurnia. He's just going to pick up that Grace before the Knight's Cav, and then he's heading back to upgrade. That's what you want to do. Priority number 1 is get upgraded. Rakushain. Renala's down. Should be a pretty easy 2 cycle. Yeah. Not quite enough damage, which, you know, if HooZher comes here a little bit later, which he is, he's going to have a better weapon. He's going to be able to save that time. So kind of unlucky for Rakushain already, actually. Maybe could have just left this boss for later when he would have had that 1 cycle. He's kind of having a hard time finding the students as well. Might have been a slight mistake. Also got that barbaric roar, but doesn't use it. Like, it would have saved a hit there, I guess. But all right, Renala, phase 1 is down. We'll see when HooZher gets there if he's going to be able to 1 cycle, because that's potentially a minute saved. You can get that 1 cycle down. Man, big money, though, for Rakushain. Had 2 remembrances there. I didn't see where the... Oh, and he's got a Colossal with the... What is that weapon? The, like, cranial vessel thing? He's already gotten a +9. As a Dark Moon Greatsword. Interesting. Dark Moon Greatsword in this, I feel like it'd be good for sure, but... Maybe like a more versatile version of Death's Poker that doesn't have quite the same damage output. We also got a Great Axe in the shop. Rakushain didn't buy it because he didn't have enough money, but I'm sure he got the Bell Bearing. And that's probably what he's going to get right now. Interesting stuff. So Rakushain's going back to upgrade. He's got that dual wield online. Got the dual wield online, dude. Yeah, bind those Stone Sword keys. Hey, let's see. HooZher's going into that Knight's Cav Cave. Let's see if he's off the horse, too. That'd be insane if he was on the horse. Yeah. Oh, he does get on the horse, and he actually stalls at the beginning of the fight. Oh, but HooZher's damage isn't really good, though. Okay, yeah, he's not wasting any time. Beautiful. Okay, not even a meme. That's that Stellar Remembrance. Yeah, he had that like pretty much maxed out Great Axe. It's damn hard, dude. All right, Rakushain getting a +9, so he's got the double Great Hammers here. I believe. Okay, HooZher's also going to the field trip. He's going to 1 cycle, so HooZher's already going to pull a little bit ahead, using that Barbaric Roar as well. That extra R1 DPS. I feel like he's got to have enough here. Oh, yeah, easily, dude. Beautiful kill. Yeah, so HooZher right now, he made the smart play. I'm not sure if he did this intentionally or not, but coming back to the Renala when he has enough damage to 1 cycle, that's saving him a chunk of time here already. But Rakushain's got a sick build, but yeah, HooZher finds it right now. Got White Mask as well. They don't have any bleed right now, but... All right, we got Rugalia in the Everjail. Fire's good. Nice jump attack, should stun. Let's do another jump attack. Eats the stun as well. But yeah, tanking this is actually a good plan, because then you can't get hit again. All right, pretty good Rugalia fight. Pretty good. Uses that Rune Arc for that extra, what is it, 8% extra health? Some crystal darts as well. The builds they have are pretty solid. No surprise that they're both ending up with the double Great Hammer build. This is definitely one of the best for DRL. So it seems like no one's really going to have a build advantage here. All right, Knight's Cavalry. Getting that knockdown. Whiffing hit on the Knight's Cavalry, but kills the horse. And gets the kill as well. So 4-3 the score temporarily right now. As we've seen, early leads don't really mean that much. Although I do think HooZher actually, with that Renala fight, probably has like an actual slightly meaningful lead right now. But we are only 11 minutes in, so it doesn't... Things can change. We still got almost the full match left. But I think overall, you don't really see a substantial lead that means much until you get like 40 minutes in. Is it just, you know, players take different boss routes? And yeah, you just don't really know. Okay, Rakushain checking the graveyard. It's an ancient stone. Okay, so that was probably worth it then. It's Moonrithal Nightsword. Interesting. HooZher's going in Regalia's. The boss is just not doing anything. Yeah, great damage. Just see if it gets that stun. Doesn't quite get it, but yeah, blocks this. Can't get hit by it again. I don't know if blocking was better. Oh, dude, that was a double hit, I think, right there. That's the thing that can happen with jump attacks sometimes, where you just hit the boss. I mean, you have two weapons, but it's like you hit them 4 times. That's what it looked like that was there, I think. But it happens all with Starfist. Rakushain fighting a troll right now. Gets obliterated. Poor guy. Got some talismans, but nothing really good. Yeah, Barbaric Roar is a nice buff to have. Okay, gets a Haligtree Secret Medallion. It's maybe a little annoying because he does want to go get to plus 10 or maxed out at some point. And fire on this avatar is exactly what you want. Dude, this is one of the better builds we've seen in any match, I think. All right, I think Rakushain temporarily, I guess, doesn't quite get the lead, but they're close. Doesn't mean much. Gets a remembrance though. Even more money. This is going to be this could potentially be a very high score, I think. Maybe if they get, you know, if they get lucky and find maybe the jump attack gear, like the raptor feathers, something like that. That could be some serious damage, dude. Yeah, no stone barb. They do have the yeah, HooZher finds that ancient dragon smithing stone as well, so Rakushain, at least for now, is not really going to have any sort of advantage with that upgrade. Who's having a hard time picking up this item is wasting a bit of time for a garbage talisman. A little unfortunate. Maybe losing a little bit of the time he had over that Renala. Goodbye, Bernal, as well. Yeah, we are only in Limgrave, but their damage is fantastic. Like, this is definitely one of the better... This is like one of the dream builds that you can get in DRL, especially so early. There's a Godfrey Axe, but... Yeah, man, that troll gets like just decimated by HooZher. I couldn't even look to catch the fight fast enough because it was so quick. But one thing about the Haligtree Medallion, I didn't mention it, but now once you get a piece of it, if you go to Round Table, you do get invaded. I believe. I think that's still on. Oh, HooZher gets memed by RNG here. That's incredibly unlucky. An absolute garbage Erdtree lands attack. Just simply wasting time. And if the boss was one hit away, could have greeted it, but you have to respect that attack, unfortunately. So, bit of time lost. Still going pretty well. 7-5 the score right now. Gigachad Visage Shield. Very cool shield, but not great for this. It's a good cheese build for general gameplay, though, I would say. On the Scarab, nothing good. Yeah, HooZher's got the white mask on, but doesn't have any sort of bleed right now. But if there is bleed that shows up at some point, I don't believe Rakushain got it. I mean, yeah, like if you get like an Omen Killer Cleaver or something, then that would be massive. Or a Great Stars maybe. Yeah, Rakushain doing the early patches route here, which I like. I think going for early merchants is definitely what you want to do. But yeah, White Mask. I mean, even with those setups though, if you get an Omen Killer Cleaver and you're just power stancing with something else, you're not going to bleed that often. Especially with how much damage it's going to be doing. Like, you're just going to kill most of the bosses before they bleed. So I don't think that's going to come in huge here. But who knows? Maybe there's going to be like a Great Stars plus Omen Killer Cleaver, and then it's going to be bleeding, and then that's a huge advantage at that point. All right, Rakushain getting the... What is this? Murkwater Catacomb? I forget the name. Getting the Grace. It is actually a pretty dangerous catacomb, I guess. There are 9 enemies in a very small area. And so we have seen people just leave it. Leave it for later, which is smart. The other area that is maybe one of the most dangerous running sections for sure is the Black Knife Catacomb in Liurnia. We have seen some people leave that catacomb until pretty much the very end. Just because the whole idea is that if you die at the end of your run, you're more likely to win than if you die at the start, obviously. So, and again, that's because your score when you die is locked at whatever your score was. So if you die at 75, then that's much better than dying at 20. So, yeah, HooZher doing the exact same thing. Very similar route so far. HooZher has killed a couple extra bosses in that Liurnia section. Forget what the other boss extra he killed was. I guess it was the Beastman of Farmazula cave. Yeah, very similar route so far, though. We're seeing the legendary patches happening. Yeah, I guess here, they will likely go back to Round Table after doing this. And so we'll see if that invasion is actually turned on. Because we have seen the Hallowed Tree Medallion get picked up before, but I didn't notice if they got invaded. So... Right, he should get just simply one shot as soon as he drops. Beautiful. Oh, but... Oh, it somehow whiffs him there. Surprised he didn't just do another jump attack. The Scaled Armor. All right, yeah, he is going around table. So here, I will finally see if you actually do get invaded. Which you do. Okay, that's what I thought. I hadn't noticed it on any of the other games. I mean, this invader is pretty much a weakling, so... Doesn't really matter, just takes an extra, I don't know. What is that, an extra 20 seconds maybe? But you pretty much know your opponent's also going to have to deal with the same thing, so it pretty much just cancels out. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. So Rakushain right now has the Ancient's Smithing Stone, so he's going to want to use that, but also check the bell bearings. Oh, Patches blocks the first attack on HooZher, but it pretty much cancels out with the whiff that Rakushain did. Bernal's bell bearing. Got the Stone Sword key, but nothing else. Ashwang back to Round Table. He's just got to deal with this invader now. But they both will get maxed out. Oh, HooZher gets a little lucky, but then starts getting combo chain. Okay. Pretty similar speed. These players will be looking out for the Deathless Medallion on this run. They do not... The starting graces they have are not giving them access to Altus. I think it was... They had, like, Gravesight Plane and then... Forbidden Lands, I believe. So... So that means Altus... They will have to find their way to Altus somehow, and it's either going to be... If they get lucky, the Deathless Lift, or if not, like, probably most likely at this point, it's going to be they have to take the Precipice, which does slow things down quite a bit. Rakushain dropping his 2 weapons. Does have it maxed out. Very similar route so far. But we got an Ancestor Spirit. This can be a massive stall boss, especially if you start whiffing hits. Okay, doesn't get the teleport. See if he can land some headshots. Doesn't roll the head. Whiffed a hit maybe there. Nice. Very nice Ancestor Spirit kill. He only jumped up once. No teleport or anything. Not bad. Not a bad kill by Rakushain. HooZher going to the exact same spot. I think he's actually going to check the graveyard first. I don't think he's been to this graveyard yet, from the looks of it. Wow, HooZher's got a whole arsenal of weapons getting ready to go here. I mean, at a certain point, maybe it's too many weapons, you could say. I wonder what the odds are that he uses all of those. He's got like 8 weapons upgraded right now. Probably pretty unlikely. I'm thinking just sticking with this the whole time. They don't have any sort of Sacred Blade setup, so the undead enemies are like, maybe they won't be able to kill them that quickly, but they also have strike damage, so kind of strike damage is basically the next best thing. But yeah, that's I think that those were at least 7 weapons that he dropped and picked up. So Rakushain going to the early Kaled section here. We'll see if HooZher does the same thing. Yeah, I think he is. I think he's going to that. Like, these guys have basically the exact same route almost. Only difference was a couple extra early Limgrave bosses. But the biggest time discrepancy right now is probably just the fact that there was a Renala and Rakushain 2 cycled, whereas HooZher 1 cycled. So that's... Oh, nice jump over the ball attack. Getting really nice RNG on this duelist. HooZher, meanwhile, fighting the Ancestor Spirit. Getting pretty good RNG as well. Yep, beautiful kill. Okay. They are both playing pretty well. I mean, it's early in the run, so the bosses are dying super fast. RNG is not going to play as big of a factor when the boss is dying 4 hits. But they're both executing well so far. But HooZher does have... I would say he's got just a slight lead so far based on that Renala fight. Slight lead. Maybe like 30 seconds, maybe a tiny bit more. Not by much. And Rakushain's going to go to Dragonbarrow, check this merchant. We have seen people check who the Bellbearing Hunter replacement boss is. The only problem is this is Dragonbarrow scaling now, so if you get a bad boss, not only could it be a really slow fight, but you could also easily die because they do a lot of damage. So, but yeah, we have seen people check it, but then some people just don't even bother. I'm not really sure which one's better, to be honest. It's hard to say. It looks really good if you get like a Knight's Cavalry or something. And nothing good at the Merchant. We'll see if he's going to check the boss. It looks like he will. Got that HP. I think that was the Crimson Spill Crystal tier. Could save your life. Who knows? Commander Nile. I really hope that was... Oh boy, you just leave that. Yeah, you get out of there. He's going to stay in the fight. I don't know, man. That's low damage right now. We have seen some Commander Nile incidents here. Yeah, he's deciding to leave. He waited too long. Oh my goodness, that dodge, dude. He waited too long to leave. Oh my goodness, that was close. That was so close, dude. Right? I think right when he saw that damage on that first hit, he probably should have bailed. But does do a good job saving that, though. HooZher's going with the Darkmoon Greatsword plus... What is that, a Bastard Sword? The Frost build. Interesting. He absolutely smokes that boss there. Gets memed by the soldier. The big Frostbite build. The double Greatsword. I really like that setup, but will it beat the double bonk, though? Rakushain doing the super early Dragonbarrow. We haven't seen this very much. It gets a good boss, but I really hope that was only one of the weapons hitting because that damage is horrifically bad. Okay, there we go. Okay, Onyx Lord's a good boss to get here. Like, not super high death potential. Gets hit stun very easily. But I don't know. This fight's so slow here, though. But he maybe will get rewarded by big money. The other thing is, too, is that if a Dragonbarrow boss drops the Deathless, that's a huge advantage because potentially your opponent doesn't even go there. He's having a kind of hard time with this Onyx Lord. Tanking a lot of hits, whiffing a lot of hits as well. HooZher approaching the Dragonbarrow Merchant. Let's see if he checks the boss. I think he's probably just going to leave once he sees it's Commander Nile if he does check. I feel like that's what most players would do, but yeah, Rakushain, and he's not rolling into that. I didn't get the follow-up, though. Okay, HooZher is going to check the Nile. Yeah, and he immediately leaves. That was a very smart play, and he doesn't know it, but he just made up, like, he just gained like 30 seconds right there on Rakushain. So it's those types of decisions. Those are what wins you and loses you matches. Rakushain does get the kill on the Onyx Lord, though. Yeah, HooZher doing the exact same thing. Now, I feel like they're immune to Frostbite, but I can't remember if Onyx Lords are immune to Frostbite. Maybe they're not, but I kind of feel like they are somehow. We will see if that Frost build works or not. Very cool setup, though. Whiffing a hit on his first jump attack. Rakushain going to be checking this bridge boss. HooZher's damage is better. I don't think he can be frostbitten, though. He would have gotten frostbitten by now. But HooZher's doing this a lot. Like, he's executing this perfectly, dude. Yeah, we might already be seeing, like, quite a lead building up here. But I didn't see who the bridge boss was, but Rakushain left it. Yeah, HooZher's just playing this perfectly, dude. Like, he's not really moving around trying to do, like, forward jump attacks where Onyx Lord was just going to strafe it. He's just simply doing standing jump attacks, and it worked perfectly. Didn't really get much money, though. Like, actually, basically out none, which is kind of insane. So HooZher's definitely, like, he's already taken a lead for sure right now. He's probably already over a minute ahead. The Crystallion, wow, how did that attack land? It was like the Crystallion was behind it, but really nice double Crystallion kill. Right there. Hey, who's this Dragonbarrow boss? I didn't get to see who it was before. It looks like maybe a Rotten Duelist or something. Rakushain did not fight them. But HooZher's got that Frostbite, which is perfect. When the bosses have this much health, he's not going to buff first, but... yeah, pretty low danger fight. Does get the Frostbite. Doesn't even need the buff. Ooh, HooZher's cruising right now, dude. He's playing this really well. Meanwhile, Rakushain going back to that Knight's Cavalry in Limgrave, but wow. That Duelist, man. Had no chance at all. Out goes the Knight's Cav as well. Wow. Yeah, HooZher's gaming right now, dude. This is... we haven't seen many... oh my goodness, it looked like he almost fell right there. Oh god. I wonder how close that was, because that was probably like a 1 second time save jump. Yeah, HooZher right now heading down to that Dragonbarrow cave. Or, just kidding. No, he's heading to the bridge boss. I didn't get to see who it was, though. And Rakushain going back and doing that Limgrave chain. I still cannot see who the boss is. The Knight's Cav, maybe? Oh, it's a... oh, okay, it's a Bellbearing Hunter. Oh, I thought he got poisoned for a second. Okay, whoa, he's got to be careful. You do not want to be far ranged on a Bellbearing Hunter. But you just got to get in close the distance. There you go. Do that shield loop. That was only one sword. Damage is rough, but that Frostbite's going to do a lot of work here, because not only do you get a big damage proc, but you also do more damage after you proc it. He's got a great build for this, man. Perfect, like pretty much a perfect early Dragonbarrow build right here. It's a massive Frost proc on the riposte. Yeah, this isn't even a slow fight, dude. Nice strafe. This is looking great for HooZher right now, I think. I think the double hammers would do great here, too. That Frostbite's really coming in. Massive riposte with the extra damage from the Frostbite. Beautiful kill, man. Hard to play better than what HooZher's doing right now from the looks of it, dude. I wasn't sure about the double greatsword, but I didn't see what Ash of War he got with the... that he was able to put Frostbite on, but... doesn't really matter. Let's remember it's a dancing line as well. Rakushain going to a Jagged Peak Drake. These dragons are pretty tough, because where we see people lose a lot of time on them is whiffing attacks, but... land all those. Gets the stun. Very good stuff. HooZher going to the graveyard. I don't think got anything too interesting. Gonna check who this Avatar boss was. Or is. Gotta be very picky, I think, with... when you're going through this early Dragonbarrow, you need to not... as we saw with that Commander Nile, you need to be very picky. And the boss is a Gaius? Torrent iframe. This is... Gaius does a lot of damage, but see how good he is at this fight here. Ooh, that was only one blade hitting, luckily, I think. Nice jump over this one. That's damage is rough, dude. Strafes the kick with the help of the terrain probably, but does not strafe the poke. That's a lot of damage, man. Okay, big frostbite and a stun. I mean, this could be worth it if he executes this properly. This could be worth the money, but he's got to be really careful. Nice dodging on the AoE. That's the full health. You can dodge into this one, the drill as well. Nice dodge. It's a great area to fight this boss in, to be fair. Okay, he's getting away from him. You do not want this boss to get away from you. That's a big stun. This is looking real nice right now. He looks fully in control. Should be able to get another frostbite proc soon. Jump over this one. Nice dodge. Rakushain fighting a Blackblade Kindred. Gets hit by the swipe. Gotta be so careful, dude. Oh, I do not trust this terrain. Gets a big stun at the end. Okay, he gets the Gaius. He's feeling real good about this right now, dude. Wonder how much money that is. 160k. And a remembrance as well. Ooh, the early Dragonbarrow. He's been able to clean up every early Dragonbarrow boss except for the Bell-Bearing Hunter. So he's behind on score right now, but his damage is about to skyrocket. I mean, maybe got a little bit of low money compared to what you could get from early Dragonbarrow, but 230k is pretty big. Very big. And he's going to just pump that strength up. 36 strength. Nice, dude. That was pretty clean. Had really no major scares either. Like, very nice bosses for the most part. And then execute the guys well. Rakushain, meanwhile, doing the... he is doing that Limgrave chain still. So he's pulled ahead on bosses for now, but HooZher still got that entire chain to go, so... Like I said, the lead doesn't really mean much. He gets a Godric. Just blasting him, gets a big stun. See if he can land a headshot, maybe? Goes around the back. Ooh, gets a beautiful stun. Beautiful stun timing, dude. That's really nice. Very nicely played. Yeah, now HooZher's going back to those Limgrave sections. So the early Dragonbarrow pays off. And we have seen, I think, probably the majority of the players that we've seen do early Dragonbarrow have ended up winning. But I don't think we've seen someone actually be able to fully clear Dragonbarrow that early. Like, just... Usually there's like one boss. It's like, okay, I'm just going to leave that because it's going to be too slow or I might die. But good boss RNG in Dragonbarrow this time. All right, HooZher's going to Heroes of More. This is just Limgrave scaling. Should get basically two-shotted. Bonk. Whiffs a hit, though. Bonk. What? Dude, the meme had 1 HP as well. All right, we should see HooZher take the lead fairly soon. And I wonder if Rakushain's going to end up going back to that Dragonbarrow at all, because he got the Bridge Grace, but maybe he just didn't like the Frenzied Duelist for some reason. Maybe. Also, HooZher does have a lot more health right now. Like, considerably more HP. I guess just from all those extra levels. We got an early Elden Beast. This is probably the right time to get him. To be able to stun him in 2 more hits. No. Oh, my, and see, you see the big double hit. You see, that's what I'm talking about, man. Like, there are just some bosses where you just seem to be able to hit them twice in the air, and it makes jump attack builds even more broken. HooZher, meanwhile, just one-shotting the Crystallians. Yep, they are both fully upgraded. They both have the double bonk build. HooZher's also got a Frostbite build going, which worked out really nice in Dragonbarrow with some Frost Infusion on a Bastard Sword plus the Darkmoon Greatsword. But they do both have a double Great Hammer build right now. We will see what Rakushain does if he can... It feels like he's a bit behind right now. We will see if he can make some of that up with some clean boss fights. He's already had some super clean ones so far. As he heads to the Knights Cavalry. HooZher heading to the Margit fight. Really, the only potential scare is getting knocked off by something, but it's a Kindred perfect strike weapon fight. Just need to not get knocked off. That's it. Yeah, plays it safe with the rolling the AoE or the spin. It's the easy kill. Was that a strength tier, or I didn't see what tier that was? Ooh, Rakushain got a rotten great axe. A duelist rotten great axe. Oh, slightly mistimes that jump attack, trying to cancel the charge. He's going to try it again. Oh, how did he not get hit there? Also, the merchant's going to die? Oh, no, it's the the mule is getting smoked by the falling star beast, and the merchant's actually going to get aggroed by the boss? Okay, he gets the stun. Oh my goodness, dude. That was a little scary, actually. Okay, nice kill, though. Because I think if the merchant got hit one more time, he might have aggroed onto Rakushain and started blasting with madness stuff. That probably wouldn't have been great. Oh, getting stuck in the trees. You hate to see that. Yeah, that mule just taking a beating, dude, for no reason. Another falling star beast. Yeah, you can potentially cancel their charge if you hit them in the head when they're doing it. It might have to be a charge or two. I don't actually know, but let's see if he can land the headshot on this attack. I wonder if his game lagged there or something, or if that was the stream. Bad time for your game to lag, though. Nice headshot. Ooh, a little bit bad RNG. Let's see if he rolls this one. Beautiful roll. That's a stun. Nicely done. This is a bit of a different weeping route than we've seen from most players. Most players will go kind of to the northwestern side and then work their way back, pick up that church in the Frenzy Village, and then go kill that Deathbird into the Knights Cavalry. But he's kind of doing a different order here. I think a lot of these paths are pretty much, you just get to pick. They're pretty similar timing. HooZher in the Troll Tunnel. It is that Jagged Peak Drake, I think. Should get absolutely decimated. Yep, lands a big headshot. He's got to not whiff. That's the only thing you got to do on these dragons. Gets that stun, or just kidding. Doesn't get the stun, but gets the kill easily. Blood-sucking cracked tier would be insane. That would be an insane play for someone to go with that. I didn't notice that's what that boss dropped. I would love to see that, but unfortunately, there's just no way we're going to see that, dude. It's kind of a bad tier, honestly. That's the one that gives you, I believe it's 20% more damage, but you also end up taking, like, a set amount of damage per tick. And when you're trying to do Deathless, and it also does, like, so much damage to you that there's just no way you're doing it. It's like having Big Rod on you at all times, pretty much. Okay, we've got a Spear Collar Snail for HooZher. I didn't notice Rakushain got this. But locates him properly, gets the kill, no problem. Simply done. Yeah, it's like a bad Power Within, exactly. Yeah, because at least Power Within, like, it makes you take damage at a slower rate than what the Bloodsucking tier does, but then it also gives you the massive stamina regen. Like, at least the Dark Souls 3 one. And that stamina regen is huge. Yeah, we also got a Shackle on this one, which is kind of nice. Save some time on these, also, goodbye Crystallion by HooZher. But yeah, save some time in some of these catacombs with the moving pillars. Yeah, as I said, HooZher's going to pull ahead fairly shortly, and he already has. He got an open line hard tier, so that's a solid tier. Extra safety makes you take less damage. Less damage is good. If it's against you, at least. But yeah, he's going to pull ahead, like, I think he's probably already a couple minutes ahead. Will he two-shot the Kindred? Just simply two-shots the Blackblade Kindred. These are, like, this is looking to be like a mid-80 seed, I think. Low to mid-80 seed. Esger gets smoked by Rakushain as well. Well done. Not aggroing the dogs. This could easily... So that was the strength tier. There is a strength tier. Which is perfect. So, like, HooZher's strength's going to be up towards, like, 50 or 60 on this, dude. I mean, I think he's at 36 right now. Going to be nearing 50 strength. That's quite a lot. So, especially when you can't dual wield. Okay, we got... What is this combo, dude? Omen Killer, Kindred of Rot in a Crystallion, but somehow jumps through that attack, gets the stun on the Crystallion, blasts him. Kindred of Rot should just get one-shotted, basically. Nice kill as well. Yeah, those extra levels that HooZher has right now probably isn't going to show up that much. Like, honestly, it could save a hit, though, on some of these fights, but I think later in the run, if Rakushain doesn't go back to Dragonbarrow, like, look at this Godric, dude. Just getting blasted. Yeah, he might save like one hit on a fight like this, which isn't that big. But in the later sections, like that could end up saving a few more hits. Yeah, nice Godric. Yeah, this is looking like a potentially very high score here from both players. HooZher does have the advantage right now, though. I do think he has a couple-minute lead based on probably the biggest time advantage, or the biggest spot where he made up time so far was choosing to leave that Nile fight immediately. Rakushain stayed in the Nile fight for way too long, honestly, and probably wasted a good 30 seconds or more there and nearly died. A fell twin duo and a two-shot him. Doesn't do a jump attack, though, and then ends up whiffing and then getting interrupted. And it's greeting, dude. Oh, all of that for not going for that second jump attack. Oh, and then gets punched out of the sky. Okay, gotta be a little careful here. Oh my goodness, just goes for it. I think that was his game, or his stream lagging. I don't think it was the game, but oh my goodness, dude. And it's still not over, but there he goes. Yeesh, that was a little scary, man. I cannot believe he went for that greed on the on that Omen AoE thing. Okay, Elden Beast. Let's see if he gets any double hits here. Yep, there it is. There's a double hit. Like, look at the damage. Like, you're just straight up getting 2 attacks for the cost of 1 attack. It is so broken, dude. That's also part of what makes Starfish so strong in like normal gameplay, is that when you're doing jump R2s, you get those double hits on a lot of attacks. On bosses like Fire Giant and like Elden Beast, Poor Lu. Maybe not Elden Beast as much, I guess, but yeah, you get it a lot. And those are already basically like the best weapon in the game, and then they can also just double hit on top of that for some reason. So, but yeah, the other thing that HooZher ended up making up time on was the Renala. He decided to do Renala where he could 1-cycle her, whereas Rakushain had a 2-cycle. So, all right, we got a Tree Sentinel. Gets a big stun. Beautifully killed. Well done. Yeah, right now, this 23-23 thing, HooZher has done Dragonbarrow, and he's tied on score right now. So, yeah, Rakushain's going to have to... I mean, there's still plenty of time left. Still an hour, 20 minutes left. A lot can happen. But he has already fallen a little bit behind. Yeah, picking up the Sacred Tear. Gonna head back to that Miranda. I mean, this Sacred Tear is a little bit out of the way, but I don't hate it. Extra Sacred Tears are nice and can easily save you, so. Let's see how HooZher does with this trio boss. You are definitely seeing a damage difference here already. Gonna go for the Kindred route first. 1 shot. See, that's what I mean. Like, he is saving hits already from that extra Dragonbarrow money. Getting hit by the Crystallion, though. Ooh. Okay. That Crystallion kind of jumped around a little bit, but nice kill. But he is saving hits, though. And you know, that pretty much means that each boss, he is saving a little bit of time, making it even harder for Rakushain to, like, try to make up that time. You just simply cannot kill the bosses as quick. I think later in the run, that could make a big difference. Ooh, we got an Estelle in the smallest arena in the game. Let's see how he executes this here. Gets a massive headshot. Oh, whiffs a hit, though? Can he hit the arm, maybe? Oh, boy. Okay, gets a stun, luckily, but... Okay, yeah, that could have been worse. Could have been worse. I did see a Great Rune. Was that a Morgott? Or... We got a Great Rune there. I didn't see which one it was. He's not going to equip it right now. I thought it was a Morgott, dude. And a Morgott is huge. Because that's just... what is it? 30% more health or something like that? Or, I don't know. 25%? It's a lot. So yeah, these guys... I mean, we shouldn't... I'd be surprised to see any deaths with the builds we've got right now. HooZher going into Fell Twins kills this guy way faster. Yeah, and look at that. Just again, more time saved right there on the boss fight. Like every fight right now, HooZher's saving time. And that one was probably at least, what, 20 seconds again saved? Like, as we're going through here... Ooh, bad RNG on the Blackblade Kindred, but nice dodge. As we're going through here, Rakushain is just losing time with every fight. Every single one. And whiffing a bunch of hits, too. Oh, nice jump attack. That was kind of insane, but he gets that kill. I guess it was that, I think that was the int tier. Yeah, HooZher right now, big advantage right now. Just simply because he's got a higher level, he has way more strength. Like right now, Rakushain's at 11 strength. HooZher's at 36 strength right now. And yeah, it does equip them Morgoth's Great Rune. That's a big increase in health right there. Look at that HP bar going up here. Big. Oh boy, this is... Right now, HooZher's completely in control of this. And it's not even like Rakushain did much wrong either. It really just came down to this really smart build that HooZher went with through Dragonbarrow with the Frostbite. Like, he planned that perfectly to, like, oh, I have Frostbite available. I'm going to go with that where I'm in the area with high scaling. Nice dodge on the Falling Star Beast. Gets a big stun. Yeah, playing that perfectly going through Dragonbarrow, and it worked out where he got all good bosses. And it just had cleaner fights so far. Yeah, HooZher's doing the pathway through Weeping that I've seen most people doing. I just realized this is just better Night Rain. Maybe, dude. Maybe PvE-wise, I guess, but co-op might be tough. Rakushain going to that. Here's more. Does the same thing that HooZher does. Forgets that the boss just backsteps after getting to like 60% health or whatever it is. Hey, HooZher going for the interrupt? I don't think you can with a jumping L1, I guess. Just gets steamrolled by the Falling Star Beast. Doing another one. Like if you land a charged R2, 100% that'll interrupt. And you'll get that stun on the Falling Star. But yeah, just tanking that's worth it, especially early in the run. Low death potential here. That much HP. Gets a nice kill. Rakushain heading into Liurnia now. Yeah, this is a very... honestly, it's almost the seed that I wasn't hoping for these players because they're both so good. I was hoping for like a really tough seed, but so far is very good for both of them. Like they have insane HP and survivability. Tree Spirit getting smoked. They have incredible builds. I don't know what else you need, dude, other than just like more damage from like the Claw Talisman and stuff. But this is definitely one of the easier seeds, if not the easiest one I've seen so far. So far. Things can take a turn really quick in this, though. Like, next thing you know, you got a Deathblight Lion who's tanky. So, okay, Rakushain going back to Dragonbarrow. I don't mind the play of waiting a little bit longer, but I still think, even with his higher level than what HooZher had here, he's not using that Frost setup. He does have a Frost Grease equipped, though. This would be the time to use it. But yeah, maybe that HP advantage. We'll see if Rakushain's is clean on that Gaius. Or maybe he'll skip it, but he's whiffing a lot of attacks right now. Like a lot of attacks. Another whiff. He gets that big stun. His damage is pretty damn good. Not taking riposte. Yeah, just trading jump attacks. Should get a stun on the next hit. No riposte, just regenerating stamina. Playing it pretty safe. Can jump over some of these. It's interrupted on the final hit. Down goes Ezreal for HooZher, and then down goes the Graveborn Duelist. Okay. Not horrible, but, you know, just a few whiffs in that fight, though. Maybe lost a bit of time. Yeah, it's not doing the jump that HooZher did that he almost died on it. That's a crazy skip to do because it really doesn't save any time. But... all right, we do know it's a Bellbearing Hunter down here. But yeah, that was a pretty nice kill. I do think, though, again, HooZher's kill was probably even faster, even though his like raw damage was lower because he had Frostbite. And I honestly just think the execution was a little bit better. Not as many whiffs. 28 to 28 right now. Rakushain does have like an extra 18 seconds or so. Just because he started slightly later, but... a lot's going to be determined here on the quality of some of these boss fights, I think. Like, especially HooZher's Gaius was not perfectly clean. Nice strafe. Yeah, the damage, dude. The damage isn't that great. It's okay, but I feel like that HooZher damage was better. He gets a stun. Doesn't quite get the riposte in time. HooZher fighting a tree sentinel. Not really. It's barely even a fight, honestly. Just like 2 shots him. Nice dodge. Gets a big stun. I would want to riposte. Gets the riposte. Riposting with the fire hammer is probably also better too. It's a nice play. It's a whiff of a hammer there. This is not bad. Yeah, he does have that freezing grease that he hasn't used. Like, I don't know where else you'd want to use it. Especially on some of these longer fights. Like, with this kind of slower attacking build, with the fight lasting so long, like, it actually will proc. Gonna get an AoE? No, he doesn't get it. Just greed, 1 more hit. Beautiful. Okay, not bad. Not too bad. Yeah, fast travel back to Lens Rise. 29 to 29, but HooZher's got the lead currently. All right, let's see how this Gaius goes, if he leaves it or not. I don't think leaving it is a bad idea, but it is a lot of money. But we will see if it, like, you got to use that Frost Grease now, surely. Like, this is the time to use it. But maybe he forgot. He might have forgotten that he had that Frost Grease. HooZher going to that Estelle fight. Let's see what RNG he gets. That's 1 hit on the head. Oh, gets perfect RNG with the tail attack. Wow. Perfect RNG. Okay, and yeah, he gets the Morgott Great Rune as well. But yeah, okay, he does use the Frost Grease. Maybe used a little early. Okay, good opening on Gaius. I like, that's the opening I prefer as well. Ooh, kind of bad attack though. He queued up a long range attack. He's getting away from him. Drops down and is now running away. Oh, my cat is doing stuff. Okay, getting horrible RNG on this guy so far. Why does this seem to happen? It seems to happen all the time where the person who's behind just gets like meme RNG. And the person who's ahead just gets perfect RNG. Who gets the big combo as well. Huge stall attack. Dodges it really nicely though. Perfectly dodged. This boss does only have 80 poise, and you have to factor that in here. Like, you gotta go for those extra hits. Whiffs again though. You gotta abuse that 80 poise. You gotta go for, like, you have to keep track of the poise in your head. This is gonna be big. If he gets this frostbite or not, it's gonna be a big factor here. He's whiffed so many hits. He doesn't get the frostbite. It's another bad attack. Cat typing on the keyboard. It's another stun. But yeah, you need to go for those greed hits when you know he's about to stun. Like, it just saves so much time. The fight's going all right so far. He's playing this really well, considering what he's gotten. Dodges in nicely, but doesn't get the forward momentum on the jump attack. Just totally whiffs it. There's a war cry there. I don't hate that, but has low stamina all of a sudden. Okay, good RNG. Go for the stun here. Doesn't quite stun him. I wonder if he missed one of the hits somewhere. Nice dodge on this combo again, but he keeps getting slow combos. Oh, you know what? He must have eaten his stun. Guys must have eaten that stun somewhere. Kind of unlucky, but another stun. He's playing this really nicely, dude, considering this RNG. 1 more hit. He gets a canceled jump attack, which is perfect. Doesn't make use of it, though, and then the boss runs away at the end. Whiffs an attack again. 1 more R1. Roll attack. Okay. He played that really well, considering what he got. He does clear out the Dragonbarrow, though, so that money advantage, it did come in play for HooZher because he did kill a bunch of those early game bosses faster, but it's not going to be a big impact late game because he did end up coming back here. That was so scary, falling down like that. It was a little scary. Yeah, well played by Rakushain, though, considering that RNG. Like, he just straight up got worse RNG than HooZher did. And again, I keep saying that's a common theme. I don't know how it keeps happening, or maybe it's just confirmation bias or something, but it feels like the player who's behind just continuously gets the worst RNG in all of these matches. I don't know how, but that happens pretty often, I feel like. All right, meanwhile, HooZher's going into Kaled. Nice jump down by Rakushain right there. Skipping a bunch of the section. Well, sort of. Skipping 1 drop, I guess. Not a bunch of the section. Yeah, going to Nox Duo. Let's see who it is. We haven't seen this Dragonbarrow. Or have we seen... I forget if we've seen this Beast Cave boss yet. Dragonkin Soldier. I don't think we have seen this. It's a single Omen killer for HooZher. Dragonkin Soldier. Is he going to do the scream? There it is. Yeah, the damage is great. This is a good boss right here. That's a big stun. Can get a couple headshots. Riposte is kind of optional here on this guy. Yep, there it is. Beautiful kill on the Dragonkin soldier. Very nice. Let's see how much money that gives. It's a Remembrance of Mesmer, I think. I think he was sitting at 8K. This is close. This is real close right now, dude. Okay, gets like 32K. It's not great. What is this? We got another Jagged Peak Drake? Oh, no, it's a Geel. A Geel and Kaled. Headshot. Gets a stun here, probably. Very nice, dude. Easy kill. Moog Lord of Blood, I think? Or no, it's open. Moog the Omen. Kind of unfortunate to have some fire damage here because he's sitting in water and he's already like 80% fire resist, but luckily fire damage isn't most of the build. Gets a nice stun plus riposte. Going pretty well so far. Probably strafe underneath that attack with like the crouching of the jump attack animation. Yeah, just read this for sure. Beautiful Mo kill. I mean, it's hard to get a better kill than that right there. HooZher sitting at 39 strength right now. It does have wild strikes as well. Wild strikes maybe could be good on some like NPCs and stuff. But I think for the most part, you're just going to stick with that double jump attack build. Mostly just going to want to stick with that. All right, Adula. This could be a meme on this terrain, dude. It's already kind of memeing right now. Yep, just waiting for that head to come down. Nice not whiff right there. That was a tough hit. See if you can get a stun quickly. Can jump attack the wing. Whiffs it, though. Can jump attack this wing. Doesn't whiff, but I think some of the poise reset. Gets a headshot. That was kind of a crazy headshot. All right, nice Adula kill. Well done. Rakushain heading into the, what's this one? The Academy Crystal Tunnel or something like that? Crystal Cave, maybe? And while HooZher doing the Kaled boss chain. Let's have a Deathrite bird up there. I mean, there is some death potential on Deathrite birds, but with the build this good, double strike, I think the Great Hornhammer strike. Not really much issue. All right, a Lanciax. We've seen a lot of players having a bunch of whiffs on these guys. We'll see if he can land this headshot, though. I don't think that was quite a headshot, but at least landed the hit. We've seen people lose tons of times on these bosses by just whiffing hits and then the boss like jumping away and stuff. It's so important to hit your attacks. It kind of goes without saying, I guess, but there we go. Okay, pretty well done on that Lanciax. HooZher does take a 2-boss lead right now, though. He's got a Cemetery Shade. He's just going to get blasted. Nice strafe and backstab. Perfectly done. Yeah, we're seeing some different routes here. Rakushain going into Liurnia. HooZher doing Kaled right now. Gets a left Dectus medallion. Okay, so that's half of the puzzle that you need. That's half the battle right there, getting that left half. If they find the right half somewhere, this is going to be a super high score seed, I think. Like, we're already at 36, and we're not even halfway through yet. All right, another Falling Star Beast. Rakushain in the Balls Arena. Right, like, Falling Star Beast is honestly a great boss with this build. Because it's very easy to land those headshots, and then you just get a big stun. Oh, meme RNG, though, again, dude. But how does it keep happening? Just jumping around. Wasting as much time as possible, nearly. But well executed. Let's see if we get a right Dectus half somewhere. And because it wasn't in Dragonbarrow, like, both players will likely find it if it does exist somewhere. So it's not like it's going to be an advantage for one player necessarily, but it may mean that this is a super high score seed. Like, it could be easily in the 80s, I think. Like, a great build. Very unlikely to die. I do think the thing that's missing right now is just, like, Claw Talisman and Raptor Feathers. If those were picked up somewhere, then we're easily looking at low 80 to mid 80, I think. All right, another Ancestor Spirit. Facing the wrong way for some reason. Yep, it's all about just not whiffing on these guys. Whiffs one hit, but it's the second one. Can you get one more? Yeah, one more hit before the teleport. I guess the teleport's really not a big deal in this arena, is it? Meanwhile, Tree Sentinel with the torch getting absolutely decimated. And Ancestor Spirit down as well. All right, that 2 boss lead being maintained for now. I definitely think that's a legitimate lead, though. HooZher is definitely in the lead by, I'm going to say 2 minutes or so. It's hard to say exactly, but he's definitely in the lead right now. He's heading to that avatar into the catacomb as well. Meanwhile, Rakushain doing Western Liurnia. Got a Ghost Loretta. The funny thing is, with this build, there aren't many bad fights. Ooh, gets sniped before dropping down, though. That's kind of insane. There are not many bad fights with this build. I can't really think of anyone who would actually cause real problems. Aside from, like, maybe some dragons just flying away. We'll see what kind of RNG Rakushain gets on that Adula, but yeah, Loretta easily going down. No problem. As expected. But again, I have noticed it's probably just... who knows what it is. Like it's probably not a real thing, but we have seen pretty consistently that the player who's behind just seems to get worse RNG. But again, it might just be that I have confirmation bias and I'm only noticing it. But this match right now has certainly been the case. All right, who do we got? Morgott. Again, perfect build for Morgott. Just got stunned in like 3 hits pretty much. Just got to not get combo chain and got to not... Oh, that's very unlucky. Gets the stun on the wrong hit. It's going to tank this AoE too. Like, he got the stun, but then the second hammer hit and then took away the stun. Gets hit by a geyser again, dude. Bad luck again. Like, ends up wasting a few seconds there. Okay, who's got to be a little careful in this section? An ant is blasting him. Okay, enemies are fine. No problem. I say no problem as he gets smoked in the air and the ant is behind him all of a sudden. Oh my god. They're not letting him go, dude. Yeah, should be fine. As of that Rot Bolus. Will he decide to use it, though? Probably doesn't need it, but he's going to use it anyways. There are a few sections where Rod is in play. Okay, Rakushain can head into Caelid now. Right, at Forsa, another Ancient Dragon. Again, it's all about just not whiffing your hits on these guys. It's very easy to do that. Tanks the lightning. Going for the legs, hitting every attack. The boss is clipping out of the arena. Whiffing a hit. Whiffing another hit. It's so easy to whiff hits on these guys, dude, but... Okay, gets the kill. Not that bad. Few whiffs, but... they can go to Haligtree. They can go to Snowfield if they want. They got the second Haligtree medallion. Not the one they're looking for. Definitely not the one they're looking for. All right, the boss lead is now at 3. And this is, I mean, Rakushain's got a good boss chain in Caelid to do. He's going to do this Falling Star Beast skip. No punch. I haven't seen anyone do this. And there's a reason why we punch for the skip usually, but, I mean, it does make it easier, but he did that pretty well. Did that pretty well. HooZher heading to the huge Everjail, and then into Abandoned Cave. The other Rot area, I guess. I don't recall who this boss was. Let's see this huge is. Oh yeah, this was the Gary, I think, right? Yeah, it was the Gary. Going for the snails. Taking out the snails first. Gonna be a little careful with Gary. I mean, if you get hit by a bunch of those skulls, it could be a problem. HooZher gets... Is that the invisible assassin? This is dangerous, dude. Okay, Garrus goes down. Let's see how good he is at fighting the invisible assassin. It's all about reading the particle effects, pretty much. Gonna do the Ash of War. And get... Oh my god, get styled on by the assassin, dude. He's like, what are you trying on me, dude? I'm just gonna sneak in there and blast you. Okay, so far, this is not going so well. I don't know if he knows exactly what to do. Okay, gets a nice hit off. Yes, you gotta see the particle effects and use that to tell what the boss is doing. But just simply trading with him all day long. Wow, that was nice, man. That was well played once he got that first hit off. It's a little scuffed at the start, but It was well done. He did have wild strikes there. Wild strikes probably would have worked out nicely against him. Decided not to go with it though. All right, we are halfway through the match, and we are certainly on pace for over 80. Like, both players are probably on pace for 80 right now, at least. I think. Yeah, I don't know. We'll see if there's anything dangerous coming up, but right now, this has been very chill seed. Very chill so far. If that Omen Killer just getting 2-shot, well done. Yeah, Rakushain's just going to have to keep having clean boss fights. HooZher kind of messing up the strategy here. He's just standing in the rot. And he already used his boss. That's why I was saying, like, maybe he shouldn't have used his boss before. I was wondering if he's going to use it. It would have been nice to have right now. Got to run through this whole dungeon. But luckily, it's just the weak version of rot, so it's not that threatening. But he kind of fumbled the inputs there. Definitely the fast way to do that is to backstep and punch. Backstep, punch, and then do a reverse backstep. But it's not the easiest thing to do, I guess. All right, we got this Agil. See if this execution's good. Headshot. Very nice. Go for the wing. Should get a stun on one hit. Nicely done, man. Perfectly done. Very good. Hard to get a cleaner Agil than that. All right, see if this boss that HooZher gets up here is. I mean, you would hate to get like some staller boss when you're already rotted. And then you got to worry, you know, if you get low health, then you're forced to heal or else the rot kills you. Let's see who it is. Deathrite Bird. I mean, yeah, this is fine. Should be no problem, but tanks a hit there. Yeah, gets the peck. No problem, dude. Pretty good boss. Especially with the build, the strike damage they got. Okay, let's see this Adula. I was wondering about this Adula for Rakushain, dude. See if he lands a headshot. Does get the headshot. Maybe only half a hit, though. He can land a stun. Gets kind of memed RNG. What am I... Like, I don't know if it's cast or curse or something, but they land the hit. One more for the stun, probably. Gets a whiff and flies again, dude. What is it with this game and this DRL format? The person who's behind just gets memed constantly. Oh boy, you gotta be careful. Hopefully that's in the wall so it won't come out and hit him. Okay, gets the kill on Dula, but again, just waste time basically through no fault of his own there. Maybe whiffed 1 or 2 hits, but Tree Spirit goes down for HooZher there. But yeah, just a meme, dude. Another bad RNG situation for the person who's behind. I don't know how it keeps happening. Scripted for content. Well, it's actually the opposite. I mean, it'd be more interesting if the person who's ahead got memed RNG a little bit. But yeah, the Deathless Rando curse. The person who's behind just gets punished with bad RNG on stuff. See how this Deathrite Bird goes, though. Such a good build. You don't need Sacred Blade when you got a build like this. Oh, that Death Bird is trying to meme again, dude, but he gets the kill, luckily. Luckily gets that kill. Now, Rakushain's about to get the... I believe the Dectus half was up here. That's the thing, like, more than likely, both players are going to find it, as long as it's not, like, some Dragonbarrow boss that one player skipped and the other didn't, type of thing. Ooh, nice Cemetery Shade right there. Where's Rakushain going, though? I've never seen anyone going over here. But he's going to the Duelist, I guess, huh? I don't think I've seen anyone go this way. Probably won't end up doing that skip through the back. Like, I think this is good play, but I haven't seen anyone do this, I don't think. All right, Miranda Flower. Yep, they got the fire damage built in, too. No problem. Yeah, HooZher going to Liurnia now. I don't think I've seen anyone go through this cave yet. But I like the play as long as they're doing the skip, but it's still like maybe a little on the slower end. I like that. I think that's a good play. He's gonna go back now for the Cemetery Shade, probably. I mean, yeah, I'm sure he's got this all timed out and has figured out, yeah, what the optimal pathing is and stuff here, but most players kill that that X-Sykes boss and then go straight to the Cemetery Shade. And you know what? That's almost like a high boss seed kind of play, right? Where you have that extra boss opened in case you get to a really high score and you can't really figure out where to go next. Because HooZher didn't do that, and so basically that duelist boss is just totally off the table now because he'd have to run really far back to get to him. And so it's just not worth it. But Rakushain does have that boss open now, and all you do is there's a skip from behind when you open the Stone Sword lock. All you need to do is just do a little skip up, and then you can enter straight into the boss arena. So you skip the entire area. It's surprising that I guess now that I think about it, it's surprising I haven't seen anyone doing that, because that is got to be one of the faster bosses. All right, we got a Nox Swordstress and a Crystallion. What an exciting duo boss. And the Nox gets blasted. And the Crystallion also gets blasted. It's sort of a nice attack there that you can just sit in front of the boss and not have to do anything. Yeah, he's feeling real good right now, dude. And he should, because he's got a nice... Like, he does have a lead. This is a super fast pace as well for both players. Gets the Deathless lift. Like, dude, that's why he was celebrating. He got the Deathless lift. I didn't even notice that. So that... Which... I didn't catch what boss that was at, I guess. Fire Giant Phase 2 happening, and also an Ancestor Spirit. So we do have... Like, this is going to be an insane score, man. It's got to be an insane score. Deathless is opened. Okay, Fire Giant, though, is kind of memeing here. Well, I mean, he's just doing what he does, I guess. Okay, gets the double balls. See how he deals with it. Just ignore it, I guess. It's insane. But yeah, he gets punished by it. Gets knocked down. Gets knocked down again. He misplayed that massively. Now gets the huge volcano attack. What I like to do on that double ball attack is run behind the boss on horse, and it usually forces the boss to do a roll, and then you can trigger both the Flame of the Fell Gods or whatever they're called, but didn't do it that way and ended up wasting a bunch of time there. Maybe one of like first real mistakes we've seen so far. He's having a tough time with this Fire Giant. Like, whiffing a bunch of hits, getting hit by a bunch of attacks. The damage honestly still pretty respectable though. See if he can get another stun. One more hit for the kill. Gets a big whiff. Okay, gets the kill. A little bit of poor execution there, but gets the job done. I mean, he's got a nice cushion right now. As you can see, the Rakushain just did that skip up to the Duelist Cave here. It's a Death Knight. Maybe not the best boss you want to see, but nice jump attack. One more. Nicely done. Rakushain doesn't like to take those riposts. Interestingly enough. And I don't mind that, but I feel like there are some situations where you want to take that riposte just to like even mitigate RNG. HooZher heading into the... What the hell is this boss called? I forget. The Royal Revenant boss replacement. It's a Death Raper again? Is this guy going to be tanky? No. Double Strike just simply doesn't care about that, dude. Beautiful. Beautifully done. Where was that right Deathless half? Anyone know where that was from? Because, like, did Rakushain not already go past it? Oh, it was Lakeside Crystal Cave. Okay, interesting. Lakeside Crystal Cave. But what's kind of scaring me is that Rakushain has done a lot of Liurnia already. Right, who's approaching that Moog, the Omen? Nice jump attack strafe on the... Yeah, simply just don't care about this Blood Rain attack, dude. Like, the way this scaling works, this Blood Rain is so non-threatening. When you're fighting the real Moog, it's a very threatening attack, but here it just doesn't matter, especially when you're in water. Perfectly executed Moog right there. Beautiful. But yeah, as I was saying, what scares me is if Rakushain just... Like, I don't know if he's just leaving Lakeside Crystal Cave or just... Like, I don't think he fought a Den yet either, though. So... I don't know, but maybe he did. But basically what I'm worried about is if Rakushain doesn't go to Lakeside Crystal Cave and get that right Deathless half, like, there's no way to win. Unless HooZher dies. That's the only way. Because Deathless is too big of a deal. Ooh, getting comboed. Oh, those enemies at the lever. But I don't know, man. That would be really a tough way to lose this if you just didn't find that right deck to half. I mean, he is behind right now. So if HooZher just plays perfectly the rest of the game, then there's going to be no catching up anyways, but I mean, he's played pretty close to perfect, I would say. Will he find? That's really the question right now. Because the match is going to be over. Like, it's basically done if he doesn't go there and find it. All right, Lanciax fight. See if he whiffs any attacks or not. Yep, that's what happens on these Ancient Dragons, dude. They go crazy. Got a double Ancient Dragon happening right now. Oof. Boss is flying around for HooZher right now. It's a half hit. That was actually really nice, though. Like, you notice he went for that jump attack, but then didn't go for the actual attack. And didn't waste time doing it because he realized, like, there's no one going to hit the boss. But did waste maybe a little bit of time on that with some bad RNG. I prefer trying to go for headshots on the Ancient Dragon, like on that specific opener, which is what Rakushain tried to do. Because you see the problem. If you try to back up the boss and go for the legs, it does one variation of that lightning attack, and it'll end up, like, very oftentimes backing up into a wall and then clipping up, which is exactly what just happened. So, all right, Rakushain heading to the Magma Worm. I don't know, dude. I don't know if he's going to go to Crystal Side. I don't know. This could be real bad news. Okay, another Falling Star Beast for HooZher. We've seen... I feel like we've seen, like, all of them, dude. Falling Star Beast is a great boss with this weapon. Or this build. Yep, perfectly done. Will he go to Lakeside? I don't know. And yeah, he has no idea. Like, someone asked if he could just, like, look at chat or something and they'll tell him, but chat is turned off. They're not allowed to know any updates on the other opponent. So they're just playing by themselves right now. And there's no way for him to know that it's at Lakeside Crystal Cave until he goes there. But yeah, I mean, Lakeside, is that a dungeon that most people don't go to? I feel like you would want to go to Lakeside Crystal Cave. It's a very fast cave. But, like, skipping it would be so questionable, I think. But I really do think that this match totally hinges on if he goes there, but Ulcerate Tree Spirit gets smoked. You would have to imagine, because especially, like, if you go a long time without getting Deathless, you're going to start thinking of the things that you haven't done before you go to Precipice. All right, Tree Sentinel goes down for HooZher. 50 to 47. Okay, Rakushain's going to head to that Fire Giant. Let's see if he can execute better. At least he's in water. That's a little nice because you just take less damage from fire, but... Oh, gets beamed by the Fire Breath right away, but... You know, gets to the right spot and dodges it really nicely, actually. That was super clean. There's no hesitation at all. He's on the building. Is that going to be a problem? Let's see if he can get the eye hits here. Oh, the building is trolling him, dude. Oh my god, it's trolling him. Okay, he's got to get away from this building, but he's kind of stuck. Okay, jump attack on the hand. No follow-up. Whiffs the second one. Oh, boy. Yeah, like, I don't know if HooZher intentionally did it, but look at the meme, dude. His head's underground. Whoa, were those eye hits, though? But HooZher's fight was out in the open, which you can't really bait the boss, so, like, some unfortunate RNG for Rakushain, but he played it so well, dude. Considering. Like, even with the worst RNG, I think he still had a better fight, but he's going to have more of those to have any chance of catching up. I do believe that was a faster fight. It'd probably help him if he got a little bit better RNG on some of these, but... All right, Morgott. HooZher's... Nice dodge, nice stun, but he goes straight into phase 2. Like, honestly, it would have been worth to swap to one-handed jump attack and try to stun him and just completely cancel this phase change. But perfectly executed on that beautiful roll on the AoE, too. That's what I like to see right there. When is Altus going to be on the table? Okay, HooZher heading into the Eastern Liurnia. Deathrite Bird. Rakushain. It backsteps on him. He mistimes the roll. Oh, gets a huge double hit, though. Yeah, Guardian Golem has no chance. Like, they haven't even really gotten any threatening bosses yet, either. Right? Like, the Gaius was the only one, but out of the DLC fights, that's like one of the easiest ones you can get. Out of those main DLC fights. Like, maybe it's all waiting for them in Altus, dude, or something. They haven't gotten dangerous stuff yet, for the most part. Wait, is Rakushain heading to... He must be... Yeah. He's going to Lakeside. Yeah, he's going to Lakeside. Okay, so we're not going to have an incident where one person gets Dectus and one doesn't. All right, Knights Cavalry gets blasted. But yeah, we really... like, we haven't even seen any really threatening situations yet, except for that Commander Nile. Rakushain did nearly die to Commander Nile. But aside from that, this has been so chill for both players. You have to imagine Altus is going to be dangerous, right? It's like there are only so many bosses in the game. So many of the like kind of free bosses, especially with how good these players are. Like seeing a boss such as like a, I don't know, like a Falling Star Beast. Like there's just no threat to them. Or who else is dangerous? I don't even know, man. Like Crystallion and Nox. Crystallion goes down. Whiffs a hit on the Nox. These guys love to input read. Gets a whiff too. Like we have seen that from Rakushain a little bit, just a little bit early on some of the jump attacks. But there he is. He's got the full Dectus, so they do both have full Dectus now. I just didn't want to see a match get like lost badly because of something like that. That'd feel kind of bad to watch. Rakushain going to be heading into this Eastern Liurnia section now too. 53-50. This is a very, this is a very interesting match. They've both played very well. It's been a relatively easy seed to this point. HooZher does have the, for sure he's got a lead right now. 100%. But all it takes is a few really good boss fights from Rakushain and some bad ones from HooZher, and he's going to be right back in. The problem is HooZher's played pretty much perfectly this entire time. So, we'll see if he alters at all, but nice Tree Spirit kill. HooZher talking to Muriel, trying to get that Bellbearing Hunter spawn in. Boss Lee's been cut down 2 temporarily. Let's see who this Church of Vows boss is. A single Clean Rot Knight. Yep, and he goes down, unsurprisingly. Where are all the scary bosses, I wonder? Where are they? Unless maybe I've missed some, but we haven't really seen any Millennia or anything like that yet. Like bosses where we've actually seen people die, like Romana or Millennia or... I don't even know who else, dude. There aren't many. Ooh, Guardian Golem opening with this huge combo attack. Needs to get the stun, but yeah, get the big combo again. Just a little bit bad RNG, but does get the stun. Not going to waste too much time there. Yeah, that is true. We have seen Invisible Assassin. That is true. That is a dangerous fight, 100%. Like, there have been a couple. There have been a couple. I don't think Rakushain has actually taken that path yet in that Caelid region, like the central Caelid region, I guess. So I believe he has not fought that Invisible Assassin yet. One more hit. Knock the horse off. Or knock the guy off the horse. HooZher heading to this avatar. It's a Godskin Apostle. Is that it? Yeah, single Godskin Apostle. Is it the snail one, though? It is not the snail one. So pretty quick fight. And one that's also not resistant to strike as well. Just blast the boss, dude. Nicely done. Another really good boss. It does, like, I think that is concerning, though. If all the scary bosses are in Altus. Okay, HooZher's going to be heading to Black Knife Catacomb, it looks like. This is a dangerous section. We've seen some players do this area later because it is dangerous. And basically the idea is that if you die when you're already at like 75 bosses, you have a higher chance to win than if you die if you're at 55. But the reason it's dangerous is because you got to ride up the guillotine to get to that Black Knife Assassin. And there are how many enemies in that section, dude? I want to say probably at least 6 or 7 enemies that can potentially chase you in. Dog getting in the way. All right, let's see who these enemies are, dude. But yeah, the great thing is for these players as well is they have Morgoth's Rune and a lot of levels from a pretty chill Dragonbarrow. So they have so many levels. They've got an insane amount of HP. It's an ant. Yeah, I like the idea of just killing the enemies you see on the way here. Just minimize the risk up in this section. Oh, the enemies are perfect. Of course they are. Like, not even getting touched going up the guillotine. Damn, dude. Just like no one even like blinking an eye. Man, compare this to the seed we saw last time. It's like, wow, that is quite something, dude. The seed that I commentated on last was just like a gauntlet the entire way through. The Knights Cavalry. Yeah, I guess the thing for these players is it doesn't really matter how easy the seed is. They need to beat their opponent. Oh, Rakushain gets grabbed. He hits into the block. Big time waste. Wait, they got the roll medallion. Does that do anything? Because they do have Forbidden Lands unlocked, but like, I don't think... Nah, you're not going to go there. But I do think the Forbidden Lands bosses, the two that are there, and like going up the ladder and fighting the Fell Twin duo, maybe... Assuming that they got the grace that I think they got. But you could definitely go take up that Knight's Cav in the Black Bay Kindred. If you have tons of time, which they might. Because look at HooZher. He's at 56 bosses with almost 40 minutes left. This is still pretty close. But HooZher has been in the lead like this entire time. Rakushain doing the jumps down the rocks. Okay, an Ordovis and a Crystallion. Gotta be a little careful here. The damage is low. Luckily, this is just Liurnia scaling. Yep, takes out that Crystallion. Bonks into the shield and gets smoked by the Crucible Knight. Look at that for the phase change. Was that a double hit again, dude? It's insane how often that's happening. Chooses not to jump over the second tail attack. Maybe it was just a lot of damage. Nice kill on the duo. Let me check. The Great Horn Hammer is strike, right? Surely it's strike, and I haven't been wrong this entire time. It might be standard, actually. No, it is strike. Okay, that's what I thought. All right, Rakushain heading to this Apostle. Takes the other path, but another whiff jump attack, sorta. We've seen that a lot from him. Like, he's jump attacking like a little bit too far away from the boss, or he's hitting the button too early. Wow, what a jump over that enemy's attack and gets the kill. Yeah, he's just kind of like slightly not going far enough to hit some of his jump attacks. Okay, HooZher heading down to the Belm Highway. There's the Knights Cavalry here, and then we're going to see them going up to Dectus, man. They've kind of converged a little bit. And HooZher's just straight up in the lead right now. Like, that's... Like, because I think they've basically killed the same bosses at this point. It's Graveborn Duelist, another very simple boss. But yeah, the difference right now is that HooZher's gone through the Black Knife Catacomb and Rakushain hasn't. So they have fully converged, and now we're seeing, like, this is pretty much head-to-head race. Okay, Duelist is down. No issues there. I guess, actually, the one difference is I guess Rakushain killed maybe one extra boss in Kaled. And then I think HooZher maybe killed someone else. There was some other extra boss that they kind of, like, swapped on, but they're pretty much head-to-head right now. Very close to it. And HooZher just straight up has a 3-boss lead and is way ahead right now by a couple minutes. And we are getting pretty late into this. But yeah, honestly, I mean, Rakushain doesn't know, but the best thing for him right now would probably be that things get really dangerous because he is so far behind that a death, like the way HooZher's playing right now, a death might be the only way that he comes back. HooZher has executed everything pretty much perfectly. And Rakushain's not far behind, but definitely the boss fights haven't been quite as clean. Oh, yes, the Invisible Assassin, right? That's right. All right, Knight's Cavalry going down. Another whiff, though. Yeah, it can be hard to not whiff with some of these weapons, but you know, every time you whiff, you do lose some time. But yeah, who's just going to be heading into Aldous now? And we will see. Is that where all of the dangerous bosses have been hiding? Aside from that Invisible Assassin and Gaius. Oh my lord, that was close. Rakushain almost got knocked out of the Memory of Grace. Is this where all of the scary bosses are? And scary enemies? Maybe. We will see. Yeah, this is certainly looking like we're gonna, like, we should easily be on pace for 80 bosses right now. Okay, Rakushain heading into this duo fight. Definitely want to take out the Crystallian first. Unless it just sits there and does nothing and just lets you wail on Ordovis, I guess, and gets the big stun, dude. This is the type of fight that Rakushain, these are the type of fights that he needs right here. Just insanely fast, excellent RNG fights. That's what he needs. Gets actually the Stone Barbed here, I think that was. I don't know if HooZher equipped that. Yep, that's what Rakushain needs, and all of a sudden he's only one boss behind, but a huge running section behind, though. All right, Knight's Cavalry in his original location, I guess. Another Knight's Cavalry. Nicely done. Gets the kill. All right, looks like he's gonna... Is he gonna head back to Godfroy from here? Kind of a weird path, maybe, considering I think he got the Grace up there, but... Just my first instinct would be that just fast traveling back to that Grace would have been faster. But this is a skip. I mean, it's possible to miss this, I guess. Yep, does land on that rock. The scary thing is, if you don't land on that rock, you actually just die. Oh my lord, what a straight by Rakushain. Underneath the grab. Maybe his RNG is finally looking up right now. Those are two excellent fights he's just had. And did make up some time on those. Did make up a little bit of time. But we are in Altus now. Altus is the place where another Knight's Cavalry. Oh my god. Where the enemies start doing a more considerable amount of damage and you could more realistically die here. Because all of a sudden that health bar is like pretty much what the game intends for you to have around this point. But if we just keep getting Knight's Calves, then they should be fine, I guess. All of a sudden, also, Rakushain does have like an extra 30 seconds on his timer, too. Like, probably just his PC's maybe a little slower on those load screens, because it is based on in-game time. Yep, HooZher heading into the demi-human section, and then probably going to head over to like Sage's Cave and stuff in the south region. And Rakushain is not too far behind, heading up Deathless, and it's a Black Knife Assassin. I mean, these guys can stall, I guess. Can be very easily traded with, go. Gets knocked back by the attack. You jump attack in here, maybe? Well done. Nice kill. I wonder where the dangerous bosses are. That Gaius and that Invisible Assassin so far have been like the most threatening things. Other than that, like definitely the closest call we've seen. It's actually been really rare that we've seen a match with so few close or near death situations, but the closest we've seen in this match was there was a Commander Nile and Dragonbarrow that both players ended up leaving, but Rakushain stayed in the fight for way too long, honestly. Okay, we got a Godskin duo. Ooh, tanky as hell too, and that's not even the strike resistant guy. Well, okay, no, I guess it's not that tanky. All right, another Knights Cavalry fight happening. Now, this is where the strike damage is not going to be so great on the Noble, but yeah, I guess, you know what? It doesn't even matter. That was actually a really nice double hit from HooZher right there. He hit the Apostle's corpse while hitting the Noble. It's that stun. Playing this pretty much perfectly so far. And he's got to be praying that you get the Apostle that respawns in here. Because Apostle, again, is not resistant to strike. Noble is. So it would speed up a little bit if it's the Apostle. Oh, and he gets bad RNG. It's a Noble. Oh, and he gets belly flopped. Or belly... I don't even know what. When he's getting kind of greedy here, too. Let's see a nice jump attack here. Yep, gets a summon. Should get the kill. Nicely done. Some greed moments at the end, but pretty good kill. Rakushain heading to this Godfroy Ever Jail as well. Okay, 2.5 minutes behind. That sounds about correct to me. 2.5 minutes sounds right. That's, I mean, 30 minutes left. It's possible to make that up. But if Rakushain has any chance, HooZher's going to have to start making some, like, real mistakes, but he just hasn't so far. So, he has not really made any mistakes this entire game. All right, Knights Cavalry down. HooZher heading Old Altus Tunnel. Yeah, I think Rakushain did the route that I was thinking would be better, which is like you kill that Knights Cavalry and then you just fast travel back to the Grace, then go to Godfrey. I feel like it's just a closer path, and you don't have to do that skip. But probably most of the time the players don't actually get to Altus through Dectus, I would guess. So maybe it's just, I don't know. Maybe it's just not a very common setup to have. All right, Rakushain heading to that Black Knife Assassin. Nice jump attack. Yeah, you can just trade on that one. That was very nicely done. Oh, he gets grabbed, dude. The whiff. Oh, my goodness. He whiffs. Has no stamina to dodge out of the grab and just waste a bunch more time. You cannot have this happen, dude. You cannot have stuff like that happening. Meanwhile, we got an an X-Ikes. Okay, this is the first, like, slightly dangerous thing we've seen in a while. He gets the stun, though. And so the fight's done. He's underground. He's going to wild strike him when he's on the ground, but nicely done. That could have been a little dangerous if X-Ike starts jumping away. If X-Ike starts jumping away, dude, and does that big rod attack, that could have been a problem, but these guys have such a good build right now. So much HP. Like, it's hard to imagine much going wrong. That's part of why I think why the seed has looked so simple so far with the bosses, because even like the slightly more dangerous bosses they've gotten, they have such a good build. Okay, rolling backwards on that attack is not what you want to do. You want to roll forward and to the left. Should get a stun. There it is. Yeah, riposte. I like the riposte. Try to get even more damage. See if we can get some double hits in here, maybe. Doesn't get it. HooZher's heading to the Sanguine Noble now. Nice strafe on the poke. Fairly intentional. Gets a stun. Yeah, strike was a little rough on the Noble. One of the few areas in the game where strike just like isn't insanely good. Gets that kill. Let's see if he gets good RNG using that wild strike. I like that, dude. Let's see if he gets the Apostle. And yeah, he's correctly going to where they spawn, I think. I mean, they're going to spawn where that Mariner spawns in. Gets a Noble as well. Okay, so doesn't get... It's the same RNG. We got a Bale inside a tiny arena. Oh, boy. Let's see this. Okay, this is what we've been waiting for here, dude. We got a Bale in the Sanguine Noble arena. He's going to phase 2, so you can't stun him out of this. But the damage is so good. Probably could have done an extra hit there to trade. Okay, so what happens now? He's flying around. I mean, Bale's damage is actually so low, though. But is he going to just, like, clip out of the arena? He gets knocked down. I mean, that would be an insane roll to land. Gets hit by the ground AoEs as well. Gets the huge AoE attack. I mean, luckily, Bale's damage is low. Because if Bale was hitting hard here, this would be so scary, but... Yeah, I guess you just gotta... Okay, gets the job done. That's funny. Rakushain doing the jumps down. We have seen people die here, I believe. Oh my god, that's scary, dude. Yeah, Bale is hitting like a wet noodle right there. Luckily. Didn't even get HooZher past half health, I don't think, with that gigantic health bar. But that is definitely a potentially scary fight that has gotten out of the way. Rakushain in the Sage's Cave right now. 64-62 is the score. HooZher probably has around a 2.5 minute lead right now, is what we've said. And unfortunately, one of these players will be eliminated. They both finished very high in the qualifiers, but they both lost matches early in the winner's bracket, and so now they can't lose anymore. If you lose, you're done. So there's a lot on the line in this next 27 minutes. And HooZher's in full control right now. It would take... I'm not going to say it would take a miracle for Rakushain to come back, but it would take a big mistake. Like, HooZher would have to die, I feel like, at this point. Oh, we got the Watchdog with imps here. That is very dangerous, I think. Oh boy, they can do bleed. They can build up bleed really quickly. He's going to take out those imps first. Okay, Theodoric's also happening on the right side. This Watchdog's not messing around right here. I think he got a couple imp kills, though. There's still 2 left. He's just going to ignore them now. Oh, he's not going to go for attacks on this. Yeah, Theodoric's with Wild Strikes. Couple whiffs in there, but gets the kill. No problem. All right, Watchdog down as well. The imps. We have seen people nearly die to the imps by getting bled. It gets the Academy key, but it's a little late for that. That would have been nice earlier. All right, heading to this other boss. I mean, right now, Rakushain is going to appear like he's almost caught up, but I don't think HooZher's gone here yet. He's not gone to Sage's Cave where there's the double boss. Mist of Begotten and Crucible Knight. This is dangerous too, man. The dangerous fights are here. But when you have this much damage, though, like, it just... So many of these bosses that would be potentially dangerous are just not, because you can kill them so fast. Let's see if any trades happen. Nice strafe under surely calculated jump attack strafe. One more hit. Nicely done, dude. Nicely done. Whoa, got a big loot box from that. A Graveborn Duelist. I think this is the Worm Face replacement boss. There are enemies around here. Looks like they're not caring about what's happening here, though, because the boss that they were supposed to protect just got decimated. 66-64. That lead is being maintained. Is being maintained. And HooZher continues to play this seed pretty much flawlessly. Rakushain's been playing very well also, but the margins are pretty thin, I guess. Especially on a seed like this. This is what I've talked about before. It's like when you get a hard seed, then... and you have like rough builds and stuff like that, then the like the person who plays better gets more rewarded for that. Like there's generally going to be a bigger gap, but on these like more safe kind of easier seeds, I guess, then like someone can play worse, but then they're still close. You know what I mean? Because there just aren't as many things to mess up on. There aren't as many things to die on, stuff like that. So, but they have both played this very well. There's 24 minutes left. This is easily on pace for 80s. Easily. And it's another Deathbird. Perfect for this build. It's a whiff, though. Meme RNG with the backstep, too. All right, let's see this X-Sykes. HooZher played this perfectly and got the stun before anything could really happen. He's kind of on the side of the arena, but gets a nice headshot. Can you get the stun here? Oh my goodness, gets a stun so fast, dude. Well done on this X-Sykes. That's what I mean. They're playing really well, and they've got a great build. That was a really nice X-Sykes kill. HooZher's going to head to, I guess, what, the Capital Outskirts Grace, and then probably activate that Bellbearing Hunter boss. Plus, like, and on the seed, too, you, no question, go to DTS. Just down the road. But yeah, there's the Deathbird over there, and then we'll probably circle back, kill the Bellbearing Hunter, and then go do the, like, Lanciax plus or the assassin Lanciacs into the 3 bosses on the highway. They both have the same build because this is pretty much the best build they've had available. And like on a match like this, when you get a build like this, there's really no choice to be made because this is clearly the best thing. And so yeah, both players usually end up going with the same builds if they find the same weapons. Because there's a pretty clear meta for this. All right, Rakushain heading into that that Bale fight. Let's see if he can get that stun in phase 1. That would be able to save him a bunch of time if he can. Nice RNG so far. He's getting a few half hits. Can he get a stun here, though? That'd be huge for him. Headshot. Oh, he does get a stun, dude. Okay, can probably do 2 jump attacks and then riposte. Oh, he saved some time. He needs fights like this, dude. Excellent RNG and excellent execution. He definitely just saved a bunch of time there. That's what he needs. Well done. Yeah, just like that. Like, that's a good 30 seconds made up, potentially. Maybe not quite that, but he just needs to do... Just needs to do that. Like, it's also get good RNG. HooZher is fighting some enemies. This is a very dangerous boss up here. We have seen numerous people die. Well, it's a golden hippo, but it's not really about the boss. It's about who the enemies are around it. And very correctly baits him out. So that none of the enemies... But it's more just like if any enemies aggro from behind. Because there's a group of enemies to his right now. Should get a stun here. And do a jump attack. There's the stun. Riposte on this boss is so scuffed. Let's see if he gets it. Yep, that's what I'm saying, dude. It's super scuffed. It's not even worth going for. Most of the time. Who gets... Yeah, he's getting memed here. He's running away from him. Weird how he just didn't go into phase 2 there, though. Another whiff, but gets the kill. Yeah, that's what I mean about that riposte. There's just no point in going for it. You just simply attack the boss. But well done. No scares with the enemies there. That's where we have seen people die, is like a ton of bad enemies with a boss who just kind of refuses to get baited out. Rakushain doing like a weird jump here, but he's stuck. What is happening here? What is this? Oh, I guess it was a skip to make the enemies not follow you that are in the group ahead, but I kind of just got stuck for a bit. I don't know if that was worth it. I'd almost rather just kill those enemies back there. It's a nice stun on Theodorix, though. Yeah, HooZher heading to DTS. I feel like both these players could hit 80, man. That'd be insane to both hit 80 on this. Nice Theodorix kill. And it's a Maggie. Another simple boss. Going with the Wild Strike setup. Should get a stun soon. Ooh, gets knocked down. There's the stun. Now, I'm not really sure. It's hard to say if Wild Strikes is actually better. I feel like maybe if you had bleed, Wild Strikes could be better than doing the double jump attacks, but it's hard to argue with double jump attack. I thought they also got Stone Barb too, but I don't see if anyone had this equipped right now. Oh, it's a Placidusax on the shack. Ooh. Nice roll. See if he gets that stun. He should easily get the stun. Gets a nice... Well, I guess this isn't even really RNG. This is just what he does every time. Gets that stun. Has no stamina to go for a big punish, though. I mean, with this amount of damage, realistically, you're not going to one cycle anyways. What I'm concerned about here is, though, is will the ledges, like, meme at all? He's flying around. I feel like it's probably okay. But yeah, this is a big staller, dude. Nice. Using that Exalted Flesh. I like that. Yeah, you just gotta, like... Oh, the terrain. Oh, gets great RNG, though. He's... Oh, but then gets memed with the wall. Like, it's weird. I wonder if he canceled out of his attack there, or... what that was. I mean, it'd be hard to avoid this. This could be a huge section to make up time, though, for Rakushain. If he can skip... Oh, my goodness. HooZher's getting absolutely memed right here. Oh, he's getting memed. He's up on the wall. Doesn't get the kill before the laser. No laser skip. This could be a huge chance for Rakushain right here, man. He's getting absolutely trolled, and he doesn't roll the attack properly. He's going to deal with a laser here. Oh my goodness. This could be a huge swing if Rakushain executes this properly. Okay, dodges the laser, but this is a super slow Placidusax fight, and Rakushain's doing it right now. Okay, this is a pivotal point in the match, dude. Hey, Rakushain just tanking that lightning. I kind of like that. I mean, Placidusax is still alive for HooZher right now, dude. And he's still trolling him. Wow, he got memed massively right there. Okay, takes the riposte. Okay, Rakushain's doing pretty much the exact same kill. Okay, whiffs. Yeah, you can't go in too quickly there, but gets a couple hits. What if they have like a throwing knife to upkeep some poise here? That would have been a really nice play. Yep, can't do it. Yeah, he did have throwing knives. He should have used those, man. He could have upkept that poise damage easily right there. Oh, Rakushain what on earth just happened there? Oh boy. Okay. Well, maybe Placidusax is going to meme both of them, dude. Yeah, Rakushain's not going to get the kill before he flies away, but he's doing the fire breath. Oh my goodness. Is he going to get the stun? Oh, he doesn't get the stun, but you know what? He's going to get the kill way before HooZher did, I think. If he can skip laser, oh my goodness, he doesn't dodge the attack properly. He needs to get this kill before he flies away. He needs it badly. Oh, and he gets it, dude. He just gets it before he teleports away. Okay, well, that's another massive time save. It was still, like, objectively a slow fight. But HooZher's fight was, like, insanely slow. Oh boy, what is this time gap at now, dude? It's not as big anymore. I mean, HooZher's definitely still got the lead. But it feels like only a few minutes ago, HooZher was in like almost a 3-minute lead, but all of a sudden I feel like it's still a couple minutes, I guess, but Rakushain needed that. But HooZher's still absolutely in the driver's seat, though. He doesn't, like, that was a bad fight, but knowing what we know, he still doesn't have too much to worry about as long as he just gets back to executing properly. Like, he did get memed. That was the first time he got, like, really memed on any boss. And just horrific RNG. Yeah, so maybe my theory of bad RNG on the losing person is not real, but nice hippo fight. The 2-boss lead is being maintained right now. But can Rakushain catch up? I don't know, man. It's still a lead. It's an Erdtree avatar here. It's the stun. Should easily get this kill. I want the wild strikes again. I wonder if it's actually faster. Probably pretty much the same. Yeah, Rakushain heading to the DTS right now. 15 minutes left. There's not a lot of time to catch up for Rakushain, but he's had a valiant effort right now, and he has made some time back, for sure. But he's going to need more. He needs more of those situations, and more of the kind of complicated bosses like the Bale, the Placidusax. More of those fights is exactly what Rakushain needs right now, and then he just needs to, like, not only get better RNG, but then execute better as well. It takes her post on that Maggie. I don't know if that was faster, but still gets that nice kill. 72 to 70. I think HooZher still hasn't gone through that Sage's Cave, which has the 2 quick bosses in it. And so it might look like it's a little closer than it is right now. But there's no doubt, Rakushain has made up, like, probably over a minute. But still for him, though, he's probably still over a minute behind, though. Maybe like a minute and a half or 2 minutes, potentially. But it's more manageable now after that incident. All right, let's see who's in here. The normal duo boss. To Dancer of Rana in Altus. Wild Strikes here, maybe? Getting those nice roll catches in. Oh, beautiful, dude. Oh, why'd he stop roll catching with the with the crouch attacks? Okay, gets the Dancer kill. Not bad at all. Meanwhile, the Duelist gets stunned, and he dodges the grab. Nice dodge on the grab by Rakushain there. Could have wasted even more time. All right, that 2-boss lead, it's still holding strong, though. With 13.5 minutes to go for HooZher and 14 minutes left for Rakushain right now. Okay, we got a Jory and a and a Curse Blade. Oh, and Jory teleports right onto the Curse Blade. Okay, you gotta be a little careful here, I think. Oh, why is their damage so low, though? Yeah, he's identified that their damage is insanely low, but the bleed is building up. The bleed is building up. Where's the Curse Blade? Oh, he gets away in time, dude. That was close. Nice dodge on the fatty. The average McDonald's patron. Oh, that bleed buildup was close, man. That was close. Yeah, and Jory's been like fully activated here. All the summons are going in. Oh, gets interrupted on the last hit, but okay, does get the kill. A little close. It is definitely not... Like, a death here is pretty much over. Well, unless the opponent also dies, I guess. All right, Deathbird for Rakushain. HooZher heading the Falling Star Beast, who is a Lamenter. With that Wild Strike's going, the damage is great, honestly. Oh, dude, that damage is so good. Okay, Deathbird down. Classic 1 HP. And a dream. So what he has to do on this Lamenter is identify who the real boss is. And you can do that, like that big orb right there. If you see the big orb, that's from the main Lamenter, but he's getting interrupted. He should get this in time. Yeah, he does get the stun. Well, it's not a stun, but it's like the interrupt or whatever. Should easily get the kill. Nicely done. Pretty good Lamenter fight. I mean, it's hard to have a faster one than that, I think. Maybe just got interrupted a few extra times, but... A 3-boss lead with 12 minutes to go. And yeah, HooZher's gonna head down the Sage's Cave now, so he's gonna be... His lead's building, man. He had the one incident on Placidusax, but it's recovered really nicely. Like, but it's just a bunch of more clean fights. Like, you don't give your opponent a chance to catch up if you just keep fighting like that. Which is pretty much what he's done all game. He's doing the rock skip down. This really sketches me out. Anytime like people are jumping down like this, like you can never trust Torrent, I feel like. Because sometimes you hit the ground and then you're like, oh, I'm safe. And then you walk off and then you die because you didn't actually fully hit the ground for some reason. So, all right, Rakushain heading into this pumpkin plus abductor duo. Nice dodge on the grab. Should get the kill. Beautiful. He's got behind that pumpkin head to not hit the head. He's doing like no damage, pretty much. I think my cat almost just fell off my desk. The action's too much, dude. Down goes pumpkin head. All right, back to a 2-boss lead, but HooZher's going to very quickly get 2 more bosses here. But then Rakushain's got this 3-boss chain. But I don't know. It's not looking good for Rakushain right now, dude. It's looking great for HooZher. Oh, yeah, he's got this imp fight, though. He's going straight for the boss. Let's see if he can avoid those extra imps. Just got to watch out for that bleed proc. Oh, well done, dude. Gets the stun. And the imps, oh, perfectly done, dude. That was really good. Like, he definitely just made up some time on that fight compared to Rakushain. Rakushain picking up the avatar. Yeah, a few more of those fights, and it's going to be probably curtain soon, dude. Yeah, he probably just made up like 30 seconds there. All right, Misbegotten plus Crucible. Tanking a hit. Like, they have so much health that it looks like the enemies are just doing no damage. Like, they have such a crazy build, because they also have the... which physic is it, dude? The hard tier, Opaline hard tier physics. So they just, like, they're so tanky. Nice jump attack, Crucible Knight. And down he goes, dude. The further this gets on, the harder it's going to be for Rakushain to have any chance of a comeback here. Because he needs more fights like those that Bale he had, more fights like that Placidusax. He needs those. But HooZher is like just cruising along here. Easily going to hit 80. Like this, like I said, this is from the start of the seed, I felt like this could be a mid-80 seed. One of the best builds you can get. And also just like, just not a lot of like super dangerous boss situations. All right, Dancer Vrana. Yeah, going with that Wild Strikes. That's personally what I would have thought to do. And it's working beautifully. Got to get some of that stamina back. Dancer rolls an attack, but gets the kill. Yeah, Wild Strikes was very nice right there. Say it could be an 80 seed every game. Nah, that's, well, I said that last game, but that was before they got Dectus, and I saw the bosses they ended up getting. But this has been a great boss seed. This has been like the combination of a great boss seed plus a great build seed. Like sometimes you get a great build, but then the bosses are terrible and the enemies are really bad, and then you just die. Okay, we got this big duo boss here. Let's see how Rakushain does. The boss also teleports back to the Curse Blade. The exact same thing happened. Oh my goodness. Luckily, these enemies do like no damage, dude. It's actually insane. If this was high damage, like both players would have died easily here. Oh, what is even happening? The Curse Blade is comboing. Horrible attack combo. Gets knocked down somehow. Gets slammed. Meanwhile, we got an Electo, and then oh yeah, HooZher has gone to Forbidden Lands. That's kind of what I was thinking earlier. It's an Electo, but then there's also a Malformed Star attacking at the same time. Electo is so tanky, dude. Oh, he's got to be really careful. HooZher does here actually, and so does Rakushain. Rakushain's having a really hard time with this. There we go. Just start to get some attacks in. Teleports again. Where did boss even go? Maybe like 2 or 3 more hits, maybe. Okay, Jory finally goes down. Oh my god, HooZher's gonna die. Oh my goodness, HooZher dies to the assassin. Oh my, I was thinking it was really risky to go in there, but then I look over and he's getting blendered. It is not over yet, dude. It is actually in Rakushain's hands now. Now, all of a sudden, he's in the driver's seat. An absolute disaster from HooZher, dude. An absolute disaster. Yeah, Electo just hit him with that Destined Death attack, and then he got comboed into the Malformed Star attack. Also, Rakushain immediately finds this Lamenter. Oh my goodness. It was in HooZher's control the whole way, dude. And now all Rakushain needs to do is kill one more boss, or 2 more bosses, and just not die. But HooZher's getting hit. Like, dude, this Nile is... I cannot believe Rakushain went for this Nile. Oh my... Dude, another death and it's pretty much done. He needs to be so careful here. Who would have ever thought this would turn into this, dude? And it was what I said. Like, they got so many early bosses that were so... Like, it was simple, right? But all the dangerous stuff would seem to be at the end. All the dangerous stuff. And that's kind of not what you want, a little bit. Like... Getting dangerous fights early is a little bit better because they just don't do as much damage to you, and your damage relative to their health is going to be better. But if Rakushain kills, 2 more bosses, and he's got plenty of time. I mean, it was questionable for HooZher to go for that, I think, dude. Like, I think... Oh, it's the Invisible Assassin. Let's see what Rakushain does here. This is not free. HooZher played this perfectly. I do not like the jump attack setup because it's too easy to whiff. I say that, and he goes for a beautiful attack there. Got to keep an eye on those particles, man. And meanwhile, Commander Niles slowly but surely going down. The assassin's done too. Really well done by Rakushain on that fight. Okay, well, it's all in Rakushain's hands now. But yeah, I think with that assassin, like, I think going for Electo is perfectly fine, but with that Malformed Star there, I think that was for sure a mistake. The Malformed Star just made it too dangerous, dude. And then he got blendered. It is all in Rakushain's hands now. If he kills 1 more boss and then doesn't die, he needs, like, it is the Deathless League, so But right now, if the match ended right now, HooZher would still win because he killed the 78th boss sooner. Ooh, Rakushain does a bad reverse backstep again. But, okay. So HooZher kind of messed it up too, but he gets the job done. And HooZher's kind of taking a bunch of hits here in Dragonbarrow, I think he's at. He needs to not, like, he absolutely cannot afford another death, because another death and it's just, like, you just waste too much time at that point. Oh my goodness. What an absolute swing this has been. When it looked so good for HooZher, like, pretty much the whole time he played so well. Like, nearly played it perfectly the entire game. And then I just made a mistake going for that super dangerous fight, and then got blendered by Electo, comboed into a malformed star, and Rakushain's about to take the official lead here. And he does easily. Now, the question is, what does Rakushain do? What does he do? Now, if he stopped playing, he would win, but that's not how this works. Rakushain has no idea what HooZher has done. He has no idea that he's died. So if Rakushain dies, HooZher is back in the lead, and he would likely win. So it is, I mean, it's not over, but it is, I mean, this is as close as it gets right now, dude. This is insane. But it's just, will Rakushain go to Forbidden Lands? Because if he goes there and he's like, you know what, I'm going to go into that fight as well, he's probably just going to die too. Because that is so dangerous. But right now, it's actually to Rakushain's advantage if he plays slowly now. Of course, he doesn't know that. Wow, just when it looks so good for HooZher the whole way, dude. But that's all it takes in this league. Like, Rakushain did a great job, just like staying close to on pace, because HooZher was playing absolutely faster pretty much the whole game. But just one mistake is all it takes. And there's 2.5 minutes left. So HooZher right now just has to pray that Rakushain dies. Or has died at some point. But yeah, you're not going to die to a Soldier of Godric Bellbearing Hunter, probably. But let's see what Rakushain does. A lot is dependent on what's happening right now, where he goes. Where does he go? Okay, HooZher killing Tree Spirit, gets to 81. Still, I mean, still such a great run, though. Like, we have officially hit 80 with no deaths. HooZher hits 81. Where does he go? He's in Groveside Cave? Wow, he has Limgrave left? Really? Oh, he didn't even do this catacomb. I mean, that's going to be it then. He left the super early games. I guess HooZher did as well. I can't believe HooZher would go for that Forbidden Lands over this first, dude. I cannot believe it. I mean, I get the appeal, though. Like, the Forbidden Lands was, like, the quickest access to a boss, because you go to the Grace, and then the boss is right there. But that malformed star, dude, like, he had to just leave. Oh, boy, it's tough to see a match ending like this, dude. After such a good game. But I just, like, Rakushain's gonna... This is the perfect catacomb to have at the end of the game, because there's really no death potential at all. Like, Limgrave, you've got a minute left. Doesn't even matter if he kills the boss or not, dude. Wow. Yeah, the only chance is if Rakushain dies here, but he's in Limgrave. What a game, dude. What an absolute swing. It looked so in control the whole game, and it was. It didn't just look in control, it was in control. But it was like the poisoned Forbidden Lands Grace is what it was, dude. And Rakushain just didn't even, like, he didn't even think about it. The poisoned Grace. Yeah, it's tough to see, though. Like, just, they both played so well this game. Like, just a late death, man. Yeah, people missed it. HooZher went to... They had Forbidden Lands as an unlocked Grace. Yeah, and that's going to do it. Oh, it's a Valiant Guard, though. I mean, it's Limgrave, man. Yep, he gets the kill. Rakushain does. HooZher is going to get the kill as well. Wow. It only takes one mistake, man. But yeah, there was a Forbidden Lands Grace that they started with, and HooZher decided to go there because he was on great pace. And He was on a fantastic pace, decided to go there, had a super dangerous combination of bosses with Electo plus a malformed star shooting at him. And he dies at the last second, dude. He played so well. But yeah, Rakushain wins 81, a massive score with no deaths as well. Dude, I can't believe how this ended. Sure, we can do interviews. Yeah, I guess I can hop in that Discord really quick. Man, that's a tough one, dude. What a match, though, wasn't it? Like, the excitement was all at the end. Yo.
Yo.
Man, that was an insane match, dude. It was so clean. Like, what I was wondering is, like, what was your thought process on that Electo? Like, you just were thinking you're gonna like kill in time, or the malformed star wasn't that much of a threat, or what happened?
It didn't hit it was just like the worst possible combo, and also like I know how fast Rakushain is. I'm not surprised. Like, you know, I would much rather play aggressive and, you know, bet on myself, and if I fail, I can live with that, right? Than just, you know, play passively and, you know, lose because, you know, I didn't go for it, right? You know, I know how fast Rakushain was. Like, obviously, like, you know, look at the score, right?
Yep.
Like, I mean, you know, it's 2 bosses there. It was worst spot, you know, fucking awful combo, and you know what? It is what it is. You know, I'm happy with my pace, and like I said, I'd much rather, you know, go out on my shield than just not go for it, right? I have too much respect for the players in this league, and I can sleep with myself knowing that I tried and made a mistake. If I just lost because I didn't try, you know, it'd be hard for me to, you know, sleep with myself at night. You know what I mean? I'd be like, damn,
yeah,
I'm so disappointed. Why didn't I go for it? I know how good my opponent is, but I tried and I failed, and you know what? I can live with that. And you know, I still love competing. This competition's been absolutely incredible, and I look forward to competing again.
Yeah, I mean, both of you guys played insane. You, in particular, had like basically no mistakes the entire game. It felt like the early Dragonbarrow was perfect. The Gaius was basically perfect. You went with that build, with the Frostbite build. Like, I was wondering, you specifically grabbed that thinking like early Dragonbarrow's on the table with this great Frost build, right? Was that the thought process there?
Yeah. You know, early Dragonbarrow, like Frost and status effects, while they're traditionally very good in rando racing, due to the scaling of this event, right? Most of the time it's not very good. Early Dragonbarrow was an exception, right? At the time, my only Ash of War was Vacuum Slice, so I could only put that on the broadsword or whatever, right? Or not the broadsword, bastard sword.
Yeah.
And you know, I needed it, and you know what? It is what it is. And yeah, you know, like it just worked out well. Sorry.
Yeah, it's all good. I mean, like you said, you should definitely be proud of your performance. Like, played super well. You know, coming first in the qualifiers is no small feat right there. Like, that's super impressive. Definitely one of the best players I've seen. And yeah, you should definitely keep your head high for this. Played super well.
Yeah.
100%. But yeah, thanks, dude. It's a joy to commentate on this match. This was great.
Appreciate it. My head's high. Also, I just want to say, you know, no matter what you think of me, thank you so much to all the fans. You guys make this event very special. You know, whether, you know, no matter who you're cheering for, you know, being a part of the commentary, being part of the broadcast, right? This has been an incredibly special experience for myself, as well as so many other players. You know, so many people like myself, like Rakushain, like, you know, Helios, etc. Like, we're not big streamers, right? We don't get this opportunity to show off what we can do in front of, you know, so many people very often, right? So when they do come around, it means the world. and we just appreciate all you guys being here and supporting. It's a tough competition. It is what it is, but I'll be back in the future and ready to go better than ever.
Yeah, for sure. GG's, man. Thanks.
Thank you.
All right, man. But a good sport about it, dude. That was a tough, like, I feel like out of all the matches we've seen, that was one of the tougher ways to lose one. But they both did do an insane job. And yeah, congrats to Rakushain. He does move on. He does move on this, like, high octane matchup. Like, 1 versus 6, dude. Really was anyone's game. Just an untimely death at the end is what determined it, dude. Yeah, so what that means is Rakushain's got to win, like, 6 more matches straight for the grand final. It'll be so interesting to see who comes out of the winners bracket. But yeah, that was a great match, dude. But it is always tough. Like, someone's got to lose, right? That's how it is, especially in a competition like this. There's so much RNG in a competition like this, which kind of scares me a little bit. Everyone knows I hate RNG. Right? Like, that's why I do no hit runs mostly, because I hate dealing with RNG, and this competition is a lot of it. And yeah, like it could have just gone any other way so easily when you think about it that way, but wait, refresh page? Oh yeah, Forsa did win, I guess. I did see that, but yeah, so this is such a tough path in this losers bracket. But yeah, Forsa, like, this match right here is going to be massive, dude. Obviously, because whoever wins this is going to be just such an overwhelming favorite in the final, because they only need to win twice out of potentially 3 matches. Or sorry, they only need to win once, I mean. It's a best of 3, and the person in the winner's bracket, it's still double elimination for the winner's bracket. And they, let me just move my chat back. It's still double elimination. So just because you won the winner's bracket and you're in the grand final doesn't mean that you don't have to lose twice anymore. You still do. So if you get through to the grand final in the winner's bracket, you need to lose twice in a row, and you only need to win once. Or sorry, you need to lose twice in a row to lose, and you only need to win once to win. But look at the absolute grueling challenge it is to, like, just the gauntlet to get through to even getting into the grand finals if you are in the loser's bracket. But look at serious challenges, dude. He's cruising through. Anyone else? I think that's it. He's the only one who's actually gone. Oh, no, Teddy as well. Is that it? Yeah, they've won several games straight, and we'll see if they just keep winning. That's what you got to do. In the losers bracket, you simply cannot lose. But anyways, yeah, thanks for watching that match today, guys. That was a crazy match. Quite a twist at the end. There always, you know what? There always does seem to be some kind of twist at the end, doesn't there? Yeah, no, it's like, this is a pretty standard double elimination setup, actually. Like, the one thing that's different from other events that I've done in this tournament is that, like, there's the qualifier part, and then not everyone has the benefit of double elimination, right? Because if you finished in 1 through 16, then you're in the winner's bracket. You have to lose twice to lose, but if you're in the loser's bracket, you only have to lose once. And there's a fine line too. Like, Pearl was 17th. Let's see how much of a difference there was there, actually, between 16 and 17. 1 boss kill is the difference between getting the chance to lose, or to have to lose twice to get eliminated, versus once. Like, that's massive, right? 1 game lead in the grand finals is an unfair advantage. No, that's 100%. That's not. Like, that's how it works, dude. That's how double elimination works. I've done double elimination hitless tournaments in the past, like many years ago, and I actually won from coming from the losers bracket. Like, I remember it like it was yesterday, dude. I won twice in a row against Couch Jockey in the final. But no, that's how it should be, 100%. Like, that's... I really like the setup of double elimination, especially because if you play well, you get rewarded for being in the top 16, and then, you know, if you have like 1 off day, or you get unlucky in 1 match, like, it's not the end of the world. So anyways, I'm probably gonna end for today, guys. Oh boy, what a match that was. But yeah, thanks for hanging out. Probably won't be back on tomorrow, but who knows? I was on today. I'm not normally on Saturday, so. Definitely not go Habs. Go Bolts. Go Tampa Bay. It seems every year in the playoffs I turn into a Tampa Bay fan. Is like, it somehow just keeps happening. But Yeah, GG's to both runners, though. Rakushain played extremely well. HooZher played, like, also extremely well, but just one little thing at the end. But yeah, like you said, you definitely should not feel bad about that performance. Like, because the play of going for Forbidden Lands was the fastest boss kill. The only problem was just, like, I guess hanging in with that unfortunate, malformed star. That was the killer, dude. So, yeah, what a crazy match. Anyways, oh yeah, I guess what was the prediction at? Okay, I mean, it wasn't actually that far off, but Rakushain did win. So some people are gonna be making some big useless channel points today. Anyways, take care, guys. Have a good weekend. Send you have fun golfing. I know I'm having fun golfing, dude. Golf season finally started. I need to end my stream. I did pick Habs to win, though. So I'm rooting against my own bracket. I thought Habs... I picked Habs to win against Tampa, but I'm hoping for Tampa. But we'll see. Anyways, take care, guys. Have a good weekend, and I will see you all next stream.